pretty girls keep walking on by, looking and smiling and winking to me. I got a woman who won't let me be. Trash and stock arrangements, paying our dues, scraping for corn and rock good blues. Band is kicking, playing it tight, all getting high till the morning light. Wielding my axe all night long, selling my soul for the price of a song. Any inspiration comes my way, fades like a dream by the break of day. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. Hardball lights grow low, screaming out the high notes, losing control. Moving through the shadows late Friday night, guitar burning, holding back the light. Playboys and gals changing back in the suits, ducking the light, the last pour from a hooch, cleaning the streets, hosing the drunks, sleeping it off in the back of the truck. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light.
all right. Here we are. We're live again. And yeah, that was my bad. I hit that button a little too soon. And I've got Juan with me. Let me add Juan over here. Juan is the loneliest number. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're good. Of course, I got everything ready and still managed to leave my lighter 3 feet away. So I'm going to grab that in a second. Just want to get Juan on here first. And there he is. And hopefully I don't have the problem that I had last night. I'm hoping that with what's going on will be good here. I don't know why you suddenly shrank. Why did you get small? Hey Juan, how you doing, pal?
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know why you shrank there. It's pretty weird. It's really weird, right?
I don't know.
Look at that. It's the
What's
weirdest
going
fucking thing
on?
I've seen. There's always something, man. All right. Well, I don't know why your window got like that, but well, knowing you. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see here.
I'm in the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, right. I had you in full screen. Let's see here. Let's put you back over here. Exit full screen. All right, I don't know, bro. They could see you. What's going on, dude?
Not much, man. How's it going?
Pretty good. Now they can't see you at all now. What the fuck is going on here?
Well, I'm the voice in your head.
Let me try this again. Fucking. How is it we never had a problem with this? Like, this part was never a problem, and now it is.
I think you covered me with the logo.
You cover the logo with you mean? No, that's not what I'm talking about. All right. It's never this one, but I'm going to try it just to see what comes up. And looks like nothing. What's going on with you, man? Did you work today?
Yes, I did.
How'd that go? Did you kill any rats?
Yeah, it was
Did you?
about 4 rats.
Nice. Did you ever see a movie with
Did I what?
Did you ever see a movie with I think it's Sean Penn where oh my god, I don't know how I randomly thought of this movie, but he has like this girl that he likes and his like big date is like, "Hey, you want to go to the dump and shoot some rats?" That's like what he likes to do for fun is go to the dump and shoot rats. It's a very
Huh.
bizarre. It's a good movie though. I can't remember the
You
name.
know what? It's like it's like they repeated that same line in The Simpsons where Barney suggests that. He's like, let's just go back to the when they were in the woods. Remember that episode with John Waters? He guest starred on there
Yeah, okay. The
where Homer
movie,
thought his
the
son.
movie. Yeah, whatever. Simpsons. Who gives a shit? The movie's called Sweet and Lowdown, and yeah, Sean Penn, and that's a good movie
I
if you've
give a
never
shit.
seen it. What's that?
I give a shit. All right, there's some similarities there. Maybe they might have taken from that movie. Was he in the woods somehow for some
N-
reason?
Not that I remember.
Okay, because you know how Simpsons do a little homage from movie scenes.
Yeah, it's called Sweet and
Ah,
Lowdown,
looks like
and
the poster looks like Paper Moon.
he's oh wow, I forgot that Woody Allen directed this. In
Of course.
1930s, in the 30s, jazz guitarist Emma Ray idolizes Django Reinhardt, faces gangsters and falls in love with a mute woman. That's a great movie. Sweet and Lowdown. If you've never seen it, do you like Woody Allen movies?
You know what? I'll check it out. I mean, I like Woody. I do.
Bro, I don't know
He
what's.
has a special thing.
Do me a favor, dude. Leave the. Hold on a second, because I think it's on your end, bro. I got to be honest. Yeah, it says here Juan Antonio's network bandwidth is low. Do you have other programs open or other people using the internet in your house or something going on?
Yeah, I'm using the internet.
No, bro. I said, are other
And
people in your house using it at the same? Do me a favor. Leave the meeting and come back. Otherwise, we can't. It's all fucked up. There's like I'm saying things and you're hearing them like 30 seconds later.
oh, I thought I'm hearing them just on cue.
No, try leaving and
All
coming
right.
back, bro. All right, bye. Hey, there's actually people here. Sorry, people. Hey, Lizzie, how you doing, baby doll? Yeah, it's. I'm starting to think that. You know what I'll try doing with this cocksucker? I don't know if it'll make a difference, but I'm gonna see if I make this much more minimal on this scene if it works any better. So give me 1 second here. Let's. Juan hasn't come back yet. All right, and let's see if Okay, there's Juan. Let's see if this makes a difference. Although I really think it's all on his end because it said that his bandwidth was low. All right, buddy. Let's see what it says now. All right, before I resort to that, I'll try this one more time. So anyway, you said I was asking you if you like Woody Allen movies. You said you do like Woody Allen movies?
Yeah, I do.
What's your favorite
Yes.
one?
What's the one where they talk about sex? Almost looks like I think Burt Reynolds made a cameo in there.
Really?
It's an
Burt
old
Reynolds was
movie.
in really? Here, let's take a look. I don't know that one. Let's see what happened. Let's see if this. That's a little better. All right. Let me Google it. Let's see. Woody Allen and Burt Reynolds.
Something about sex.
Oh, everything
My
everything
dad
you
was.
always wanted to know about sex, but were afraid to ask.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was from
yeah.
1972.
Yeah. I like a lot of his old movies. You know, that are in the '60s and the '70s.
Did you see
I
the
think he
one?
made one with the Jade again something.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
Which
The
one did
J.
you ask?
Oh Jesus. All right, bro. I think I'm gonna tap out, bro, because it's not working. I'm sorry, man. It sucks. I love having you on more than anything, but it's so fucked up for some reason. Like we're not able to talk to each other.
Uh,
Fuck. If you want to
well,
be in
I'm
the
hearing
chat,
you
though.
fine, but I don't
No,
know.
bro. You're not seeing what they're seeing, bro. It's a fucking mess. If you want to join me in the chat, join me in the chat. You're good there anyway.
Oh
I
well.
just got to. I got to
Okay.
get a new computer. Thanks for trying. I don't know why it's so bad. I don't know if it's your end or what. Here, I'll tell you what, Juan.
Yeah.
Juan. All right. Before you go, let me try one quick thing before you bail. Let's see if this makes a difference. I don't think it's going to, but we're gonna try.
What
All right.
happened to the settings you had a long time ago?
I
Why all
haven't
of a sudden?
changed any, bro. I haven't changed anything. The
Oh well.
the hold on 1 second. Let's see if this is any better. All right. I just took everything off the screen, so there's less going on.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe that would help. It won't be so taxing. Can you turn your phone sideways again?
Yeah. Give me 1 sec. Let me do something here.
All right. That seems like it might be a little bit better.
Oh, okay. I'll fix it. So.
Yeah. There we go. Let's see if that works any better. I thought it was on your end. It might be on your end. It could be both of us. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I think you were talking about was it the Curse of the Jade Scorpion or something like that?
Yeah, I never saw it, and I felt like I, maybe one day I'll owe it to myself to watch it.
Yeah, he's got so many movies, and there's plenty I haven't seen. Putting together a bench. Don't get me started on how long it took me to find the holes. Hello, how are you guys? Good, Lizzie. Nice. I hope you enjoy the. Where'd you get the bench? IKEA. Where'd you get this bench you speak of? So, yeah, I saw the Curse of the Jade Scorpion one. I don't think that was one of my favorites. The one I love, which I rewatched a couple of years ago on a plane. I can't believe it's a couple of years ago, but was Jesus Christ, Hannah and her sisters. I loved Hannah and her sisters. What was that? The one I was thinking of? I don't know. Woody Allen's great though. He had that one with Andrew Dice Clay. I don't think I saw that, but I'm not sure. Andrew Dice Clay was in a Woody Allen movie.
Oh, he probably played a small part. Yeah.
No. It was. I mean, I don't think it was. I don't know if he was the lead, but here, let me. Let's take a look. There's. Oh shit! I can't do that. Yeah. Fuck. Well, I'm afraid if I added it, it'll fuck everything up. Let me just look it up. This is a pretty weak broadcast so far, and we actually have people watching. Woody Allen Dice Clay. I just can't remember if I saw it or not. Oh, Blue Jasmine. And it did a lot for his career. But yeah, he had a pretty major role in it. It's,
That's a good.
Let's see. Woody Allen's Blue Jasmine. Woody Allen breaks Andrew Dice Clay's mold. Yeah, so yeah, he was a big part of that, but I haven't seen it. Then there was what was the other Woody Allen movie?
I mean, I liked him in Ants, but I don't think he directed it.
All right, bro, I can't take anymore. The audio's fucked up. I can't do anything because if I hit anything, it fucks it up. Hang out. I'd love to have you in the chat room though, if you can, bro. You want to join us in the chat room?
All
We gave it a shot, but
right, I'll head up.
all right. Thanks. Sorry. All right. Fucking technology. Ashley Furniture, nice. And you got to put it together yourself? That's a drag. All right, I'm just closing out of this Zoom shit real quick. Man, I turned off a lot of stuff to be able to have him on. It really is weird that he used to work so much better. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for being patient, though. That's pretty cool of you. I figured, wow, it's pretty funny. I'm gaining viewers as I have technical problems and I'm saying nothing. Maybe that's the secret to my podcasting success will be stop talking. You know, it'll be like, hey, Zach, when you're just blathering because you're trying to figure out technical stuff, your audience numbers grow. You thinking maybe you could go viral by just not making a video at all? You didn't pay for the assembly and regret it every time? Maybe the headphones make a difference? For whom? Do you normally wear headphones? Because that could be it, dude. The last couple of times I've tried with you, the delay has been unbearable. And the connection's been bad. Everything's been fucked up. I mean, I haven't changed a single thing over here. I don't know why all of a sudden over there it's a nightmare. All right, so I grabbed this thing. All right. Yeah, well, next time try the headphones. All right, let me try to entertain some people. Oh, I did lose a viewer there. Can't find them. Oh, all right. Well, maybe someone will buy you some if another one of my fans. That's how I got my headphones. All right, let's see what's going on. It fucking sucks. I like having you on. All right, let's see what's up. Conway steps off Trump train with dose of reality. We're, 10 days away? Today's the 4th, right? Yep, 10 days away from that piece of garbage officially being out of the White House. Yeah, man, you can come out here. Fucking come on out, bro. I don't think you want to come out here. There's nothing to do. We're not even supposed to leave our homes. U.S. economy adds 245,000 jobs. All right. And she had a lingering vice. I want to know what her vice is. All right. I want to see what this is. I want to see about the economy adding 250,000 jobs. What is that about? November jobs report. U.S. economy adds 245,000 jobs. Unemployment rate falls to 6.7%. It added back the smallest number of jobs in 7 months. In November, as the labor market endured mounting pressure from the coronavirus pandemic while businesses wait for a vaccine to be distributed next year. The U.S. Department of Labor released its monthly jobs report Friday morning at 8:30. Here were the main results from the report compared to Bloomberg consensus data as of Friday morning. Okay, so the unemployment is 6.7 versus 6.7 is an expected 6.9. So it's not like adding these jobs really means anything. It sounds like what they're saying is fewer jobs were added than they expected. And obviously, third straight month of declining government employment served as a drag on the headline payrolls figure. Another 93,000 temp workers hired for the 2020 census were let go. In the private sector, retail trade industries shed nearly 35,000 jobs following a gain of 95,000 in October. On top of what you see with a lot of companies is they're finding out because of this pandemic, they're learning to work a lot more efficiently and use less employees. Oh my God. This is Anthony Chan. So if they're learning to work more efficiently with less employees, what does that mean for the long term? This is Anthony Chan, former JP Morgan chief economist, said further down the line, we'll see corporate profits going up. We may see productivity going up, and we may see the standard of living for existing workers going up. But still, we're going to have to worry about the structural levels of unemployment increasing over time rather than decreasing. Maybe summer one. I think summer of 21 is when everybody's supposed to be getting the vaccines. They said end of March or into the summer. All right. This is this is dog shit. Let's spark up this fatty. As usual, smoking a pre-roll joint from THC Design. This is a state-grown premium cannabis, 6 indica pre-rolls. This is King Louis again, THC 22.37%. So there you go with that. I'll tell you, you know what's helped me get along with people a lot more and not become argumentative is realizing that they have strong opinions about things they don't know anything about. And I've known that for a long time, but when I really let it sink in, it just made me a lot less argumentative and I care a lot less about how stupid people are. When I say stupid, I mean their stupid opinions. So I've used this analogy for years. My brother and I have talked about this, but it's a really good analogy. You know, I used to be a card counter, a blackjack card counter, which is what you use card counting for, is for blackjack. Anyway, I used to be a card counter many years ago. And an interesting thing. Interesting thing about counting cards you might not know. There's probably a lot of interesting things, but counting cards is not against the law. You're totally allowed to count cards, but casinos have every right in the world to kick you out of the casino for no reason at all. They don't have to have a reason. If they don't want you in the casino, you're not going to be in the casino. So if you're if you're a serious card counter, serious money, it doesn't even have to be serious money, to be honest with you. But if they catch you counting cards in a casino, there's a very good chance you're going to be asked to leave. Or at the very least, they'll tell you you could play other games, but you can't play blackjack. Now, one of the reasons this is kind of stupid, there's a lot of reasons it's stupid, but one of them is counting cards is, I don't want to say it's difficult, but it's something that takes practice, and most people aren't going to put in the time and the practice to doing it. I would say anybody with average intelligence could be a card counter, but the chances of them studying and putting in the practice, for a few hours a day, every day for several months to really be able to do it, well, it's far and few between. So let me tell you what happens with most people. Most people, they find themselves in a bookstore or they're online looking at books and they've heard of card counting and what is it and can I do it? And they buy a book like Knockout Blackjack, the KO system. That's a great little card counting system. Very simple. Simple is good. You might not get the maximum edge you could with a stronger count like the high-low, but you might make up, if you can't do the high-low perfectly, you might be better off with a simpler system where you're less prone to errors because any mistake you make decimates the edge you have on the casino. As a card counter, your edge over the casino, just straight counting cards alone, it's just a little over 1%. You're much better off if you're working with a team of people, or if you at least have a partner that can hole card. Hole card means spotting the dealer's down card. Heard a great story recently on Gambling with an Edge with a father and daughter that play blackjack together, and they do a lot of hole carding because of her height. She has a good angle to see the dealer's hole card, and then signals to her father with just verbal cues. They have a little system worked out, and so she signals to him when she sees the hole card, and so that's great. I mean, knowing the hole card is way better than card counting. Obviously, if you got both, you really can start crushing it, but your edge is a lot higher knowing the hole card. Anywho, let's say, so what most people will do though is they get some book, like I said, like the KO system, and they read a little bit of the book. Maybe they read the whole book. And then they understand the book. In other words, the book explains to them why card counting works, how to do it, the whole thing. And they go through it and they go, okay, I got this. They mess around with it for a couple of hours and they've got a thimble full of knowledge. And then they go to the casino to try out their new card counting skill. And they have no idea how incorrectly they're applying what they didn't really learn. No, they didn't really learn it. They have a thimble full of knowledge. Now, if you speak to this person about blackjack, they're going to act very knowledgeable. I mean, if you didn't know any better, if this person was like, let me finish what I was going to say. So this person has a thimble full of knowledge and ends up losing way more money incorrectly counting cards than he would have had he just never bothered at all. Had he just learned basic strategy or just played how most ploppies play, then he probably wouldn't have lost as much. But because he has this thimbleful of knowledge, he thinks, "Ooh, I'm a card counter now. I know what I'm doing. Ooh, the count is +5. I'm going to bet huge." But the count isn't +5 because this guy hasn't counted accurately. And so the point is, you see this all the time. Now, like I started to say, I guarantee this guy, goes down to the casino while his wife's, getting ready for dinner or whatever. And he's got an hour to kill, so he's going to do some card counting. And he ends up betting big because he thinks he's card counting, and he loses a bunch. And then he sits down with his wife for dinner, and they meet another couple. And how'd you do at the tables? Oh, I'm a card counter now. But it was brutal. Ran into some really cold decks. And then, if you tell him anything about it, if you talk about it, he acts like he's an expert. You see this a lot with white belts in jiu-jitsu. Nothing more fun than listening to white belts give commentary on a jiu-jitsu match. It's like, dude, I get it. You're learning, you're seeing things you didn't used to see, but you're still way off in your assessment as to what's going on here. Lizzie says, Zach, you could put interesting tidbits about different types of weed in your fan section. I learned a lot about pot from your cast back in the day before I even started smoking. I didn't know you smoked, Lizzie. Didn't know you were interested. I don't know if that'd be a viable draw to premium content since people can look up anything, but you could put your experience with them. Yeah, well, it's funny. A friend of mine recently contacted me for advice on growing weed. And part of me did think, why didn't you just Google this? But then the other part of me was like, well, I wanted to talk to my friend, so I didn't care. But every time, I think, I'm not sure how to do something, I Google it. Everybody else seems to call me for everything. I get calls about everything, anything you can imagine. I'm like, you could Google this. Well, I got you. Yeah, all right. It's fine. And if it's somebody I want to just talk to anyway, it's cool. But sometimes it's like, dude, come on, Google it. There's a website, I forget what the URL is, when somebody asks you stuff all the time. Like, hey, can you help me with, I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. So you give them this link, and when they click on it, it says, just fucking Google it. And it's this little diatribe that's basically like, you've been pestering this person for tech advice. So this is his way of telling you, just Google it. I wonder if I could find that again. I forget what the URL is. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it. Let me Google that. Let's see. Oh, here it is. Just fucking Google it. This might be it. All right, let's see. Been asked a stupid question that could easily be Googled? Enter it below for a cheeky way to reply. Help them to Google. All right, so enter the question in the box below. Let's see. How to grow weed. And choose an effect. We'll use the finger. Let's try that one. How do I add the effect? Oh, there it goes. It's a slider. All right, so now click to copy. And let's see the result. You've been sent here because a friend thinks you can find what you're looking for by yourself. We've put your question below. Simply click the icon. So then when they go to click it, I love this. I don't know how I forgot about this or why I just thought about it. Well, I don't know why I just thought about it. Anyway, there it is. Just fucking Google it. That's a good one. I love it. So, yeah, so look, here's the thing, Lizzie. You make a point that everything is online, but we still like to interact. We still like to hear things from, it's like, why bother making like an exercise course, right? There's been millions of different workout courses, right? They all work. You could use Athlean X or P90X, or there's a million exercise programs you could follow. You could use Fitness Blender. Same thing with diets, right? How many different ways do you need to be told to eat things that are healthy? But yet we still get exercise programs and diet books being released all the time. And that's because people like to learn from particular people with a particular point of view and in a particular style, So you make a good point that it's like, yeah, you could Google the info about the weed, but shut up, my phone is listening to me. But, you could also be like, hey, I want to know what Zach thinks. Zach might call bullshit on it, Oh, and that's what got me into the thimble full of knowledge thing, because my friend that called me up, I love this guy. I was so happy to talk to him, but wanted advice about growing weed. And, it's, he was talking about wanting pot with a certain THC content. So I said, the THC content's kind of a bullshit thing, right? Like, you could get one kind of flower and the THC content's 15%, and the other one's 25%, but the one that's 15% could have better effects for you. Might even get you higher, It's kind of it's like a marketing thing. And I told him that, but he's like, well, I don't know. I seem to get better results with the ones, and I'm just thinking it's a placebo effect, He's like, I don't know. I think so. It's just kind of funny. You're asking me. I'm an expert on growing weed and on cannabis in general, and I would say expert. I would say advanced intermediate. I have advanced knowledge of growing weed and of cannabis in general. You've asked me my advice, and when I've told you don't worry about the THC content because it's kind of a marketing thing and it really won't have much of an effect on how much you like the weed, you tell me I'm full of shit. So, I'm like, all I know is the people that grow professionally will all tell me it's bullshit. So we should Google that. I should just Google it. Let's see. Does THC level matter? I mean, I know. I should actually send it to my friend, but here's one. There's so many articles about this. There we go. See? Oh, and we got to talk weed in a second anyway. The historic historic vote passed. Says, does more THC mean you'll get higher? See, this is what I was talking about. I already know the answer, but if you ask a group of cannabis lover which strain gets them highest, you're going to end up with a slew of different answers. High THC strains are known for bringing on a super stony experience, leading some bud lovers to judge the quality of a strain on its THC percentage alone. But does more THC always equal more intense high? Here's why THC percentage might not be the best way to predict your experience and what really controls the potency of a strain. I already know this, but it's a fun thing to explore, so here we go. The truth is a higher THC percentage won't always make you higher. Surprised? No. But my friend that asked me for advice didn't believe me, even though I told him this. By the way, most of the phone call was spent that way. He was asking about what kind of water to use. I said, your best bet is to get a reverse osmosis filter. And he's doing such a small, he's going to grow one or two plants. Get a little $20, $30 RO filter. Get the water down to 0 parts per million or close to it, and then add your nutrients. And he goes, I use this thing called Zero Water for drinking water that's supposed to take it down to 0. And I said, but that's not an RO system. And are you sure it's really taking it down to 0? Or is it taking down to 0 the things you don't want in your drinking water? Because it's not healthy to drink water with 0 nutrients in it. You don't want to make a habit of drinking water that has nothing in it. The reason, for those of you that don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, if you take water out of the tap and you use a little device called a TDS meter. It stands for total dissolved solids. You put the TDS meter in the water, and it'll measure the part in via parts per million. How much shit's in your water? So let's say the water, it says 600 parts per million total dissolved solids. Well, some of that stuff is stuff that if it's drinking water, you want it. Like you want fluoride in your drinking water. That's something that's added to our drinking water. It's good for your teeth. So you want fluoride in your water. And then there's other elements, there's other nutrients that are in your tap water that are good for you. Now, some of them, you might not want chlorine, might make your water taste bad. There might be things in there that affect the taste of your water that you could remove with a water filter without removing the stuff that's good for you. And he's like, well, I drink water all the time with 0 ppms. I'm like, are you sure? Or is that zero water stuff and it's only removing those things? Are you really measuring the total dissolved solids? Because if it is 0, I'm telling you, you don't want to drink. So he's telling me, well, there's nothing wrong with it. That's pure water. I'm like, but there's no nutrients in it. So it's like I Googled it and read it to him. And I'm like, so the only thing, again, I love talking to this guy, so it doesn't bother me. I don't get mad about it. I just think it's funny that people ask me things instead of Googling because they respect my opinion. And then when I tell them something, they want to argue with me about whether or not it's true. So then I've got to Google the thing and read from some doctor or some other scientist off of a website backing up what I just told them. It's like, why did you call me? Fucking. Anyway, so here we go. THC isn't the only factor that contributes to the ultimate effect of a specific flower. It actually isn't a reliable indicator of potency at all. In fact, some of the hardest hitting strains you'll ever try may only have a 10 to 15% THC, and it isn't uncommon for people to experience stronger than expected effects from lower testing strains while being slightly underwhelmed from a higher testing flower. So, if the THC content doesn't reliably predict potency, what's responsible for the difference between cannabis varieties? The answer has to do with the complexity of the cannabis plant. Cannabinoids like THC are only part of the equation when it comes to the effects the plant can produce. By the way, there's a lot we don't know about the marijuana plant. There's a million, because it was hard to study because it's still a Schedule I drug. There's years of it not being studied the way it should have. So there's plenty of things we just don't even know about it. Anyway, it isn't hard to find strains with the same THC levels producing wildly different effects. Ultimately, cannabis is composed of many different compounds that influence the way THC interacts with your brain, which makes getting high a lot more varied than you may have imagined. Don't get us wrong. THC percentage does matter, but not as much as how it combines with other cannabinoids and terpenes to create a specific synergistic effect. This goes on, but there it is. I gotta send this to my friend. But this also extends to politics. I have friends that have all kinds of opinions on politics, and I realize, oh wait, I'm arguing with this person, or I usually don't even argue. I just kind of make a point, and I go, they'll go, well, sure do miss Obama, and I'll go, well, he was a piece of shit. So, and then I'll mention the kids in cages started under him. And people want to argue, that. And it's like, oh, it's just like the card counting thing. These are these are low information voters. These are the same people that have a thimbleful of knowledge about card counting or about any topic and have strong opinions based just because they feel like it. It's all emotional. So anyhow, just wanted to email my friend real quick. Um, so while we're on the weed topic, here we go. House passes historic bill to end federal marijuana prohibition. Jessica Smith, reporter. Boy, why don't you just change your name to Beige? Anyway, I like you, Jessica. Never going to misspell your name, as I've pointed out before. On Friday, the U.S. House passed a historic bill that would end the federal prohibition of marijuana and expunge many cannabis-related convictions. It's the first time the full House has considered, let alone passed, such a bill. The Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act, MORE, made it through the House by a 228 to 164 vote. Nearly every Democrat supported the measure, while just 5 Republicans voted for it. 6 Democrats have voted against the bill. Who were those assholes? The bill introduced by Representative Jerry Nadler would eliminate the conflict between state and federal law and allow states to set their own marijuana policies. I've long believed that the criminalization of marijuana has been a mistake. The racially disparate enforcement of marijuana laws has only compounded this mistake, serious consequences, particularly for communities of color. I don't believe that really, but whatever. The MORE Act would impose a 5% sales tax on marijuana products. The revenue would go toward a new trust fund for grant programs designed to help people adversely affected by the war on drugs, access job training, reentry services, legal aid, treatment, and more. The bill would also provide protections prohibiting denial of federal benefits based on use, possession, or conviction for a marijuana offense. If signed into law, marijuana businesses would have access to SBA funding and other business opportunities. The Bureau of Labor Statistics would have to gather demographic data on cannabis business owners and employees to ensure people of color and economically disadvantaged people are taking part in the industry. They keep wanting to push this goddamn affirmative action agenda. That's what's annoying me. I'm glad that this was passed, but Jesus, can we please start judging people as individuals and just put an end to this? Anything having to do with gender or race, let's just stop it. Let's just make it a zero factor. My Republican colleagues today will make a number of arguments against this bill. Those arguments are overwhelmingly losing with the American people. In every state where cannabis reform was on the ballot in this country, it passed, said Representative Matt Gaetz, Republican from Florida. He was the bill's only Republican co-sponsor. We talk all the time on the right about the need to empower people and to empower states. Right now, the federal policy on cannabis restrains our people and limits our states. Wow, I like this guy, and he's from Florida? All right. He's calling them out. He's like, hey, we're supposed to be leaving people alone, but we keep getting involved in their lives. I like this guy. Republicans used the bill as a line of attack this week, repeatedly saying Democrats are prioritizing cannabis over COVID-19 relief negotiations. Hey, man, why don't you guys are just bickering over the coronavirus relief anyway. You're not passing anything. You keep diminishing it and giving less and less to the people who need it the most, who've needed it for a long time. And you already committed the largest upward transfer of wealth in the history of the world with the CARES Act. Give us a weed. Give us something to give the country weed so that they can at least mellow out and do something about all the anxiety that's being inflicted on them by your policies. And besides, why can't you do two things at once? Why can't you pass some COVID relief and legalize weed on the federal level? I was all over the state of Ohio in the recent campaign. I was all over the country, said Representative Jim Jordan, who's a Republican from Ohio, on the House floor ahead of the vote. Not once did a person come up to me, American citizen, come up to me and say, you know what, the first thing I hope the Congress does after this election, the first major piece of legislation I hope the Congress takes up after this election is to legalize marijuana. Yeah, because the people that care about it are smart enough to know not to bother talking to you because you don't care about their opinions. I bet people said it and you're just not admitting it. You probably didn't hear it. You probably couldn't listen to them because, you couldn't get over their haircuts or their tattoos. When asked about that argument earlier this year, Representative Tom McClintock, but by the way, I'm obviously being, facetious here. I don't have any tattoos, and neither do a lot of potheads, just in case people don't get me being silly. When asked about the argument earlier this year, Representative Tom McClintock from California, another Republican, one of the two Republicans to support the bill in committee, told Yahoo Finance, "You support a bill when it comes up for a vote." I do think it's rather disturbing that the only small business that the Democrats seem to be concerned about is cannabis vendors when they were strangling the life out of every small business in our state, he added. Okay. Again, why? Because that's happening over here. Does it mean this other thing? You know what I mean? It's like, well, look what he did. He started it, but you are. I know I am, but what are you? It's like, so... Anyway, Democrats argue they've already passed two versions of the HEROES Act, and it's Republicans who are holding up stimulus talks. We had a Speaker of the House that never stopped negotiating and trying to find relief for the dying Americans and those suffering from COVID-19. Said Sheila Jackson Lee, Democrat of Texas. That's not true. That's not true. Pelosi is all performative. She's all show, no go. She's a horrible person. She's done nothing on behalf of the people. And when she had all the leverage in the world before passing the CARES Act, she did nothing. So please don't give me that. It's important to note that the work is going on, led by our Speaker. No, it's not. And we hope that we all have the right partner to be able to save the lives of the American people who are now suffering from COVID-19. The MORE Act also saves lives. VP Kamala Harris introduced the Senate version of the bill last year. Legalization advocates say passage in the Senate will be difficult. It's not very likely to be brought up during the lame duck and would still face a pretty big uphill battle in the Senate, regardless of what the actual outcome of Georgia's Senate races are, said Morgan Fox with the National Cannabis Industry Association. Still, supporters say this is a huge victory that sends a strong message. Well, I've got a strong message for you, my friends. I'm the official magician for THC Design, the premier cannabis company on the planet. Be sure to get yourself some King Louis pre-rolls. I was rereading what I was smoking. Yeah, this is King Louis. These are state-grown premium cannabis pre-roll joints, my friends. THC Design is the bomb. And if you live in California, you don't need to wait for the Senate. You don't need to wait for anything. Come on over here to the West Coast, the best coast. Go into one of our legal weed shops and ask for THC Design by name, my friends. And tell them Zach the Magician sent you. There you go. So it looks like, by the way, that my plan of editing out these trending topics and uploading them seems to be working. I did, why am I signed out here? Hold on a second, guys. 1 second. I got signed out of my YouTube. There we go. Oh, you piece of shit. Hold on a second. Sorry. Where is this stupid thing? There we go. Pardon me. Let me do this. So yeah, I did. So if you haven't watched it yet, please go to my channel after the live stream is over, of course, and go to my videos. And I've got. I did one about Warner Brothers. It was the one I talked about it last night. You guys saw it live, but it seems to be working well. My views are pretty good. I've got almost 87 views on my Tony Shea video. So nearly 100 views, and that was I uploaded that in the middle of the night. The Warner Brothers one putting all of its movies on HBO Max. That was uploaded 4 hours ago, and it's got nearly 30 views. So that's pretty exciting. I feel like I'm on the right track. I don't know what I really need more subs, though. But little by little, I'm figuring it out. So that's pretty cool. Happy about that. All right, let's see what my favorite nerd is doing here.
Person managing it comes to us from Melbourne, Australia. Today's
This is
video is
from
brought to you
Australia,
thanks.
right?
And he looked inside this laundromat to see if his friend was in there. And this guy in the black shirt thought that he was waiting for a
Flyer for all range activities of active
Let's see what's up with John
Go read the
Correa.
news story linked in the description. You'll see the guy in the red sweater was just waiting for a friend, and he looked inside this laundromat to see if his friend was in there. And this guy in the black shirt thought that he was looking at his girlfriend, and so he's just going to walk over without saying a word and punch him out. And his girlfriend even said, "Why'd you do that?" And he said he knew. And this guy ended up with a brain hemorrhage. It affected his speech. He was significantly impaired by this. Our attacker ended up being sentenced to 5 years for this one. We watch it one more time. He's just chilling. He's looked in earlier, and this guy's mad because he feels like he's making waves at his girl. So he's just going to walk right up. No.
The funniest part is that anybody would be looking at this wildebeest. Hey, man, that's my hippopotamus, and that's my baby, and my baby's mama's a hippo. Nobody looks at my baby mama.
No warning, no talking, punch him right in the face and punch him out. The news story that I've linked in the description has an interview with...
Look at that. You punched a guy out because you thought he looked at this pig you're fucking married to. Wow. I don't know if they're married, but wow. Could you imagine that? It's like if she was smoking hot, you should be like, yeah, dude, my chick is really hot. Like, fucking, I'm lucky. You know, dude, you know how many times I've had been with a girlfriend that was gorgeous, because that's, you know, if you're going to be my girlfriend, you're going to be gorgeous. And guys have checked her out or something. Or I've had guys, I go to the bathroom, I come back there hitting on my girlfriend. All right. I'll tell you something about LA. I think I'm just used to it now. And in some ways, I don't know. No, I think it's probably as bad as it's ever been. But I was going to say, maybe in some ways it's not as bad. I think it's just because I haven't been out for so long. But when I first moved to Los Angeles, I moved out here with a girlfriend. And we went to like Borders or Barnes and Noble. And I went into the bathroom. And when I came out, there was a dude hitting on her. And I was like, hey. And he's like, oh, okay. And they wouldn't even immediately back off. They were like, what's going on? Is it a friend of yours? And we had just moved here, so I know she doesn't know the person. She's like, no, he just came over and started talking to me. Oh, hi. Oh, hey. All right, well, all right, it was nice meeting you. Okay, bye. And she's just laughing, and she's like, yeah, you were gone 2 minutes, and that guy made a beeline over here. And so then we went somewhere else, and it happened again. And then we went to a party, and it happened again. And she was like, what is with this fucking town? And sure enough, I got used to it. But I am telling you, you have never lived in a city where guys will immediately hit on your girl any moment they're left alone. I dated this one girl. I had this old fucker was like was like saying shit into her ear in front of me. And I'm looking at him like, but again, I wasn't like this guy that punched this dude. I would just laugh. I'd be like, yeah, that's right. That's my smoking hot girlfriend. And I don't care what horrible shit you're saying about me or what you're trying to offer her. Because it was always the same shit. Like, hey, why don't you leave that guy? You know, I'm rich. That was always the big one. I can't tell you how many guys in LA think that just because they're rich, they can walk up to a girl with her boyfriend and be like, you know, I've got a lot of money. Why don't you ditch that guy and take a ride with me in my Bentley? And these are my girlfriends, not just some girl I'm with. And they're like, what the fuck? Are you out of your mind? And then they just tell me. They'll tell me in front of the guy. They'll just go, hey, honey. She goes, this guy was just hitting on me. I told him about you, but he doesn't care. This is my boyfriend I told you about. Oh, so you hitting on my girl. Yeah, how'd that work out for you? Is it going well? I don't blame you. She's beautiful, and I would never get mad, but it was like, I've never seen it anywhere like I see it here. We used to have a running joke back in Chicago, me and my pal Chris and Juan here in the chat room. There's a couple of, who else would hang with us? But there was like, my recollection is that we literally renamed, wasn't Chris's name Cockblocker? Didn't we just start calling him Chris the Cockblocker or Chris Blocker? Or he became known as just an amazing cockblocker. It didn't matter what was going on. He would, you're talking to a girl, you're hitting it off, and he would barge in. Hey guys, who's your friend, Zach? Oh, you're hot. What the fuck are you doing, Chris? And we goofed on him about it. And then there was that same group. We used to kind of cock block each other on purpose to be funny. And that became a running gag. One time, I think it might have been for revenge. I can't remember for sure. But I was in a bar, and I'm pretty sure my buddy Mark was with me. And shit, it might have been Mark and Juan. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Mark was there. And I met some girl in this bar, and this is in Chicago. And we stepped outside, and we went out in front of the bar, and we were making out. And like Mark and like another guy, it might have been three of them, but 2 or 3 of my friends all came out at the same time and cock blocked me. Like, hey, Zach, what's up? What are you doing? Oh, making out with her? And just being obnoxious and just doing everything they could to ruin, what was going on. And that was funny because they're doing it on purpose, But when someone's a cock blocker and they don't even know they're a cock blocker, anyway, I just can't get over that this guy looked through a window and that this animal thought that he was looking at his pig of a woman and that he needed to get hit for it. Holy shit. The closest that ever came to happening to me is I used to shoot a lot of pool. I'm a pretty good pool player. Not anymore. I could still hold a stick, but I used to be, competitive. And I was at this really shitty pool hall next to a strip club called Tootsie's on 441 in North Miami Beach, Florida. I'll tell you a funny thing. So, okay, it was called Congress Billiards. It had been there forever. And it was on 441, and next to it, this place, Tootsie's, my buddy Chris, who's a police officer now. Him and I were in the Police Explorers together. He lived on the opposite side of 441, and so his house, if you climbed over his fence in his backyard, you were like a couple 100 yards away from 441. And so he was directly across the street from there. And he says to me, he knew I was shooting pool at Congress all the time. And he says, hey, Tootsie's next door. And I'd never been in a strip club. I don't think I'd ever even seen I'd never even touched a titty at this point. I think the only bare titty I had ever seen at this point in my life was in the Bahamas at a Las Vegas review show that my dad got me in. I was a kid. I was probably 12 or something, 13. I don't know how old I was. And he wanted to gamble. So he tipped the host, got me a front row, dead center seat at a Las Vegas review show while he gambled. And I got babysat in the showroom, and I got to see some titties in that show. That was, I think, my first bare titties I ever saw in person. It was the greatest thing, maybe the greatest moment of my life. And one of the greatest for sure. Anyway, so going to a strip club, man, I dreamt of, I've always been a horny sexual deviant, so I dreamt of going inside that shithole Tootsie's. And my buddy said, hey man, that place Tootsie's next door to the Congress? I said, yeah. He says, if you tell the bouncer, I love cunnilingus, and you tip him $20, he'll let you in. I went, what? And he said, yeah, man, it's a password. It's like a code. You just go up to the bouncer, say, shake his hand, give him $20, and say, I love cunnilingus. And he'll let you in. I was like, fuck. So I never did it. Never tried it. And a few years goes by. I don't even know how it comes up. But I say to Chris, Chris, Do you remember years ago you told me that I could tip the bouncer and tell him I love cunnilingus? It was the password to get into Tootsie's. He goes, oh, did you do it? I said, no, I never fucking did it. I wasn't sure you were telling me the truth. He goes, oh, man. He said, no, I totally made that up, but I told it to all my friends. All of his friends lived in that neighborhood. He's like, I told everybody that shit. And he goes, it was the funniest fucking thing in my life that I used to do. He goes, I would tell them, and then they'd call me up or come knock at my door. Oh, you motherfucker. The bouncer is like, why do you fucking weirdos keep trying to hand me money and telling me you love cunnilingus? So he had like a whole parade of people. And the bouncer's just confused. He said, here's $20. I love cunnilingus. Okay, we all love cunnilingus. Do you have any ID? No, I don't think you're understanding me. I love cunnilingus. Yes, I understand. But I love cunnilingus. Where's your ID? But I love cunnilingus. We're going in circles here, pal. Fuck. I was told. Just get out of here, kid. So that's pretty great. Anyway, Congress Billiards. I used to shoot pool in there all the time. So I'm playing pool. And this fucking, I think I might have even have been with Chris. I wasn't alone. I was with a friend. I think. I'm pretty sure, but we're shooting pool in the middle of the day. There's nobody. This place was it was a hardcore pool hall, man. It was kind of a rough place, and I'd go there during the day when there was nobody in there. It was cheaper to play, and I was just trying to practice. I'd be in there for hours practicing, And, but I was with, a buddy. We're shooting, and there's nobody in there. There's this other table with this guy and this girl. And the fucking guy walks up to me and is like, and just started like threatening to kick my ass for looking at his girl. I was like, I didn't look at your girl, dude. And he's like, you shut your mouth. You say another word, I'm going to fucking punch you in the... And then him and his girl left, and she was all like happy with herself. And what it seemed like happened was, I never looked in their fucking direction. They were, again, it was like they were white trash. And she was some pig. But I think she told him, hey, that guy over there, I think that guy over there keeps staring at me. Really? Yeah, the guy over there. Which one? Oh, that one? Yeah. Every time I look over, he's looking at my ass and he's staring at me. He's making eyes at me. I think that's what she did. And she wanted, and her white trash boy, but luckily he didn't do anything. He threatened me and left. And I was a regular in there. I probably wouldn't have been a good guy to attack in there because I knew everybody. So he probably would have gotten the shit kicked out of him. But again, it was pretty quiet. So I would have had to have depended on the guy working behind the counter who, I don't know if he would have done anything. Different bouncer working that night. Okay, sir, you're oversharing. No, it didn't exist. It didn't matter which bouncer was working. It was probably said to several bouncers, and they're all probably going, "Hey, have you guys noticed a bunch of teenagers telling you they like cunnilingus? Oh, that happened to you too? Was he a redhead? No, it was this fat blonde-haired kid, different kid. Wow, why do they keep trying to offer us money and telling us they love cunnilingus? Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if there's anything else with this video. I think that's the gist of it. After this, he's going to just talk.
The victim here, I want you to hear what it's done to his speech in this interview, and then we'll
learn
some lessons.
It's changed my whole life.
Oh, no, this is all fucked up now. Fuck, that's horrible, man. Oh, my God. I speak for a living. Could you imagine this happening to you? This is just a fucking... I don't think 5 years was long enough.
I was due to finish my studies 2
Oh, a lot of it's just the Australian accent, I realized. What I thought was fucked up speech was his Aussie accent.
years ago. I've had to defer. Psychologically and mentally, it's been a long road. It's been a roller coaster ride.
It really is. As somebody, for those of you that aren't aware of it, about 14 or 15 years ago or so, I got randomly beat up by two guys. I didn't know them. It's a long story, but I got knocked out and ended up getting diagnosed with PTSD as a result of it. You know, I was very lucky that I didn't have any kind of hemorrhage or, impaired speech. Speech. That my speech is okay. Seriously, sometimes I wonder if it did fuck me up and I'm not aware of it. Sometimes I wonder, like, is my brain, I mean, look, if you get knocked unconscious, if you get a concussion, there's brain damage there, I'm assuming. So it's pretty fucked up. My heart's broken for this guy. I mean, I empathize. I know exactly how he feels. At least the guy that did it got 5 years. I have to assume that the two pieces of shit that beat me unconscious, I just have to hope that if that's the kind of lives they're leading, that they'll eventually end up in prison. But it drives me nuts that they never got caught, as far as I know, not for what they did to me. What's up, Jordan Palmer? I didn't see you sneak in there, buddy. Fucking UFO. All right.
But I'm moving forward. I've got
I'm moving
friends and
forward.
family behind me, so they've been of great help.
I think you can hear what it did to him cognitively there, and
Australians.
we wish him a full recovery. Lots of lessons from this one. That's
Lots
where
of
it is.
lessons.
Difficult stuff indeed. If you want to work on not just self-defense,
Yeah, blah, blah,
no
blah.
pre-existing, they didn't have any doing a whole.
I'll tell you what. I'll
being
give you
on
my
tension when this
analysis.
guy is a ways.
When I see, if I'm standing there minding my own business and this big fucker comes storming out and is like, hey, motherfucker, and he's looking aggressive like that, you know what I'm doing? I'm running. There's no way this fucking guy catches me. And if he does, at least when I'm running, I know that there's a real threat. So if he does catch me, at least I'm ready for it and I can resort to jujitsu. You know, I'd probably resort. This is probably what I would do. Actually, this is exactly what I would do. I would run my ass off, would be the first thing I did. And if for some reason he was catching up, then my next move would be to pepper spray him. Always got to have pepper spray on you. You know, it's impossible to get a concealed carry permit in LA County. But, you know, there's so many times, it's so much more likely that pepper spray is going to be the right thing over a gun anyway. And I'll tell you why. One reason is it's non-lethal. So if there's some kind of mistake on your part, then you didn't kill the person. You know, you can't take that back. The other thing is pepper spray is great for multiple attackers. People go, oh, you're a goddamn brown belt in jiu-jitsu. You're a goddamn assassin. Why do you carry pepper spray? Why do you have guns? Well, jiu-jitsu is not always going to be the answer. First answer in this case is run. Right here, run. You can get away. Look at the way he approaches him here. Let me back this up.
Sees him ready for these kinds of encounters so that you can get in the fight
Watch
quickly.
this.
Now, notice
There
here
he
he's just
is.
chilling, and out comes our dude who made a line for him. And this is where our victim sees him here.
Oh, that's hilarious. I paused it on my own, and I paused it at the same place to talk about the same thing. If you happen to Dick Cheney them or something, yeah, exactly. Well, okay, but here's the other thing about pepper spray over a gun. Is most times you can only use a gun if your life's in danger or somebody else's life is in danger. I mean, you can't, in this case, if this guy comes out storming and you pull a gun out, well, what? I mean, it's like, why did you shoot this guy? Why'd you even pull the gun out? You're like, I don't know. This guy came storming out and it was really aggressive. Now, if he storms out and threatens you, if this guy comes out and says, hey, dude, I'm going to kill you, and starts going toward you, well, then that's assault. So then you could pull out your firearm and say, hey, you just threatened to kill me. If you keep coming, I'm going to shoot you. You could do that. But look how far you've escalated things. You've escalated things tremendously, and you don't even know what the fuck is going on. You don't know why this guy's all pissed. You don't know what's happening. So as soon as you recognize the threat, and this guy's 1,000 pounds and this dude's, 140, fucking take off running. You could outrun this guy. And if you can't, okay, the pepper spray, you don't kill him. It'll probably incapacitate him. It's good if there's more than one of them. And the pepper spray I use leaves a marking that can be seen under ultraviolet light to identify the perp. Don't need the insurance for shooting people with guns if you just use pepper spray also. Save you $20 a month. In this situation, a gun is never the answer. No, it could be. Again, if he comes out and says, hey man, I'm going to fuck you up, you could pull a gun out. He's assaulted you and he's posing a threat and he's threatening your life. But boy, does that seem like a big reaction. You know what I mean? I would be hesitant to pull a gun out so quickly there. Again, to reiterate, first move is your run. And it's like, what the, and why the fuck is he chasing? And then running does a bunch of things. Gives you time to think, gives you time to scream for help, gives you a chance to get away if this fat fucker can't catch you. Somebody might intervene. If you're screaming for help, please help me. This guy wants to kill me. Call the police, and you're running. Then he tackles you, and he's on top of you and starts beating you. Well, guess what? At least you didn't get knocked out and land on your head and end up with a hemorrhage. That's the real problem of getting knocked out, is landed on your fucking head. When I got knocked out, I don't think my head hit the ground. I don't remember. I ended up ending up down the stairs though, and I didn't know where I was, and I tried to stand up. And when I tried to stand up, I hit my own head on a light post because it was like I was drunk. I didn't know what had happened. It was totally blindsided. It was out of nowhere. I was standing there, and the next thing I know, this was outside in front of my apartment building. All of a sudden, I'm drunk. And I'm going, why am I drunk? And then my next thought was, you didn't drink tonight. And then what is going on? And then I was trying to stand up, and then I hit my head again. I hit my head on the light pole. So, point is, I consider myself, very, very lucky. I'm very grateful that things went the way they did, because it led me on a path of therapy and jujitsu and self-exploration that over the long haul has made me so content today. I mean, I really am enormously grateful for my life and very happy despite things being as fucked up as they are. And I've been very happy lately. I know some of you have been watching when I hit some rough patches there, because it was tough, man. I mean, I lost everything, but then I really am living in the present moment, and it solves everything. You have no problems when you stay present. And it sounds like easier said than done, but that's something you could train yourself to do. And but I'm also grateful for all of you that became members of the fan club and made donations and bought me things off my wish list, because that gave me that led me to believe I could really do this. I'm stuck at 14 members of the fan club, but I was like, okay, if I got 14 signups, this can be done. Same thing with my Chris D'Elia video going viral. I'm like, all right, If the video went viral and I picked up, 250 subscribers from one viral video, if I did it once, it can be done. So, anyway, so everything's ended up being in a good place for me. And I'm just glad I didn't end up like this guy with a speech impediment. But the point is, you run away, even if this dude catches you, at least you're ready for it. And you're already, if he tackles you, you're already on the ground. He's not going to be able to do as much damage to you. Now, me, I'm thrilled to be on the ground. I'd rather, you know what I mean? That's how I know where to fight best, is on the ground, right? That's what jiu-jitsu, a large part of, 90% of jiu-jitsu is fighting on the ground. People mistakenly think we don't know how to fight standing up, but that's not true. All jiu-jitsu matches start standing up. And so, just because, our thing is we could beat you standing up, but if we end up on the ground somehow, then you're really fucked. You're probably more fucked on the ground, but first you'd have to beat me standing up. Anyway, so step 1, run away. Step 2, pepper spray. Step 3, and while you're running away, screaming for help. And the reason I keep saying this is because when people find themselves in situations like this, the thing that fucks them up is their ego. When I was younger, when I was in my 20s, even early 30s, but really in my 20s, I had no problem if somebody wanted to fight me, fighting them. If I was doing something, there was some kind of altercation, it looked like we were going to get into a fight, I was like, all right, let's fight. I'm going to fuck you up. I didn't know how to fight at all. And I was so willing to fight. I look back at that. I'm like, thank God those people, sorry, I just got distracted. I just got distracted because I felt my belly and I'm like, God, I got to lose some weight. Fucking it, I'm getting fat. But, I didn't know how to fight at all, and I was too willing. I'm very lucky that those guys didn't actually want to fight. And then when you learn to fight, you learn that the thing you want to do is do everything you can to avoid the fight. So this guy froze, and it's probably because he didn't know what was going on. He's like, what?
Is that, again, my guess is he turned around because the guy was like, hey, man, or something like that. So there's something that brought his attention when this guy is a ways away. But
that's what I'm saying. So run away.
Look at the body language here as he's bowing up on the...
Yeah, he looks menacing. Run away.
The guy, hey, man, what are you doing? Get away from my girl or whatever. Right now, you have to recognize this is a hostile contact. You need to maintain distance if at all possible. Start verbal de-escalations.
Maintain distance means run away.
And start sourcing your tools. If you got an OC spray on you, now's the time you want it in your hand.
See, that's that OC spray, pepper spray, same shit. That's exactly right. But I again, if it's in your pocket and you can't, and this happens in a matter of seconds, run away. You could get a boost in fans, go on some other YouTuber shows, go make fun of Saiyans. That'll get some fans in the door. I'm just kidding about starting shit with people. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind fucking with people, but I started shit with Stuttering John. He blocked me. That Chrissy Mayer Stuttering John video has done great for me. But it really seems that I don't know if you were here, Jordan, my uploading these segments like I talked about seems to be working well. And they're getting views, and I think I'm on the right track with that stuff. So I think I just got to keep that up. And then once in a while, when something cool comes along that I can turn that has the potential to go viral, I'll do it,
Because watch how fast he closes the distance, and notice that he's bowing up his chest, pushing his arms out. He's trying to...
Oh, this shit? This is just from that John Korea active self-protection. Did you you didn't see what happened here? You didn't... Here, let me back it up. Here, what? Yeah, watch this shit. So what happened here is this guy is just standing around, and this dude inside thinks that he was looking at his hippopotamus of a woman, and knocks him out. So here you go, watch.
The guy in the red sweater was just waiting for a friend, and he looked inside this laundromat to see if his friend was in there. And this guy in the black shirt thought that he was looking at his girlfriend. And so he's just going to walk over without saying a word and punch him out. And his girlfriend even said, "Why'd you do that?" And he said he knew. And this guy ended up with a brain hemorrhage. It affected his speech. He was significantly impaired by this. Our attacker ended up being sentenced to 5 years for this one. We watch it one more time. He's just chilling. He's looked in earlier, and this guy's mad because he feels like he's making waves at his girl. So he's just going to walk right up, no warning, no talking, punch him right in the face and punch him out. The news story that I've linked in the description has made a pass at his girl, so he's going to make him start sourcing your tools. If you got an OC spray on you, now's the time you want it in your hand. Because watch how fast he closes the distance, and notice that he's bowing up his chest, pushing his arms out. He's trying to look big, trying to look intimidating, showing that guy who's boss that he's going to pay. This is social violence. The guy believes that he has made a pass at his girl, so he's going to...
How could he ever believe anybody would look at that pig of a woman? Yeah, Jordan, I didn't realize that you didn't see this from the beginning. Yeah, the guy's all fucked up. He's got a speech impediment now. The guy's all fucked up. And I was talking about how I was beaten unconscious years ago and how I was grateful that I didn't end up with a brain hemorrhage and a speech impediment. I don't know if you know that, Jordan. Are you aware of that? That about 14, 15 years ago, I was brutally attacked in front of my apartment by two random guys, and I was beaten unconscious, and that's when I was diagnosed with PTSD and all that shit. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Make him pay with social violence. And if you let him close inside...
And by the way, Jordan, I don't know if if you're late in shows and stuff, you know that if you go into the members area, you can always watch the recordings of the shows. They're always available for members.
Inside your reactionary gap, you're dead meat. And that's this guy's biggest problem here. So again, this is not an unknown contact. This is clearly a hostile contact. Back up, circle around the guy, maintain your space, get your OC spray out. So the guy keeps being hostile, you give him the hot sauce. Because what happens here is he closes to this spot and he lets him get inside his, reactionary gap. And
not only that, he's in the goddamn corner. It's like look where he walked from. Let me back this up a little bit. He's on the left. He's over there. He's just kind of walking in circles. But see, he's to the left, the guy in the red shirt. So you want to exit to the left. For you, it'd be stage right, Mr. Red Shirt. But look what he does. He goes into the corner. That's a guy that needs to learn to play chess. Oh, by the way, the clip isn't on screen. I don't know what you're talking. The clip isn't on screen. I don't know what the fuck Lizzie's talking about. I experimented with going back to normal latency. I was using ultra low latency so that the delay between me and you is shorter. And I tried normal latency because I was wondering if it would have an effect with Juan. So we're back to kind of a 30-second delay between us. What do you mean? I'm retarded. I forgot to, the clip isn't on screen. Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. Dude, I got attacked like that 4 years ago in Huntsville, Texas at a grocery store. It was a convict who just got released earlier that day from the state prison, tried to knock me out. Yeah, sorry, Lizzie. You're right. I just fucking had my screen up instead. My keys, he tried to knock me out, take my keys, but he only got 2 decent sucker punches shots on me before I turned around and was able to fight back. So he didn't knock you out. That's good. With mine, it was 2 guys. It's a long fucking story. I'm not going to tell it. And it doesn't matter. The bottom line is it was 2 dudes. One of them sucker punched me, hit me in the temple. This guy was like a trained fighter. I'll tell you this part of the story and why I know this guy. If he wasn't a trained fighter, he at least knew how to fight, and let me explain why. So especially back then, I was always up to 4 or 5 in the morning, usually working, like on internet marketing shit or YouTubing or whatever. All right. That was my normal thing, to be up to 5 in the morning. So I'm sitting on my computer. It's like 5 in the morning and 4 or 5, something like that. And my my glass door is open, and you can hear everything in here. And I hear these two guys saying like, yeah, fuck you. Well, fuck you. And it sounds like two friends like Juan and I just talking shit to each other. That's what it sounds like. But then it starts to sound more serious, and I hear a girl's voice. And I go out there, and there's this fat woman, and there's this fucking pretty shredded black guy, like super fit black dude, and like this super fit white guy. Both these guys are like in shape. They look like UFC fighters. This is about 14, 15 years ago. And I go out on and it starts to sound serious. So I go out on my balcony to watch, but I'm trying, I should have been more quiet. I forget. Maybe when I opened my door, it made some noise and she saw me. I don't know. This is so many years ago, but I go out there and these guys are squaring off, but they know each other clearly. And oh, that's the other thing, is when I heard them talking, when they were talking to each other, I'm like, these two guys are on something. They're either on coke or meth, but the way they were jawing and yammering, trust me, I fucking know. 1,000% I know these guys were fucking high as kites. And again, it's like 5 in the morning and they're arguing. They're like, fuck you, man. Well, if I'm going to fuck you up, you owe me this, I owe you that. So then so I go out there and they're squaring off. And one of them fucking hauls off and goes to punch the other, and they fucking start fighting. And I'm like, holy shit, these guys are big fucking dudes. They're shredded and they're fucking like, I'm like, this is like a fucking professional fight. Like, it's unbelievable what I'm seeing. So the fat girl that's with these two saw me up on my balcony. She goes, call the police, call the police. And they looked up at me and they all took off running. All right. It was several months later, is my recollection. It was weeks to months later that those same 3 people attacked me in front of my building. And it wasn't because they recognized me from that night. Again, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but I recognized them. There's no way they recognized me. I was just out there. In other words, I'm not, again, I just don't want to tell the story. But the bottom line is, it was the same 3 people. And that same, and this fat girl that's with them, she's probably the usual loser fat girl. She probably is the only one that has a job, this white fat girl with a job. And she's probably fucking one or both of them. And she puts up with them being a couple of animals. And so anyway, they beat me. So I was, one of these guys punched me, the white guy, punched me in the temple, knocked me out. I never saw it coming. And then, they took off running. And this is the very short version of this. I mean, it's a goddamn traumatic event. I'm already talking about it more than I wanted to. I really didn't want to talk about this at all. Why the fuck did I even get on this? It was because the only reason I wanted to bring up the point that I had heard them, that I had that I had witnessed previously, these 2 guys beating each other up. So the same two that beat me up were fighting each other at one time. But what the fuck? So, I'm trying to remember what the fuck. I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, I know what it was. So you said you couldn't see the clip. Sorry about that. So you'll see here. See how far over to the left he is. This is right when this guy comes out to threaten him, and instead of running, he fucking gets in the corner. And so and this
3
dude.
seconds later. So if you let this guy get inside and you keep your hands down and 3
Here,
seconds here is he closes to this spot and he lets him get inside his reactionary gap. And that idea is that he is going to be able to throw this punch in about 0.3 seconds. From this place here when he closes, we slowed it down, but that punch lands about 0.3 seconds later. So if you let this guy get inside and you keep your hands down and you let him close that gap, there's literally nothing you're going to do in order to respond in time to stop him from punching you in the face. And you need to recognize that, and that is why we say distance buys you time and time buys you options. You have to maintain your distance 100%. That is probably the biggest lesson here is he had a few seconds.
I disagree with what he said to do, though. He's saying maintain your distance and get your OC spray hand in your get your OC spray in your hand. Ah, shit. Hold on. Knock something off. Anyway, he said maintain distance and get your OC spray in hand. I disagree. Run. You're standing there minding your own business and someone comes out of raging at you like that, run. That's the first thing you do.
Had he been smart enough and aware enough and paying attention enough to get out of this guy's way, he might have been able to fend off this attack. Now, I do need to say from a moral and legal perspective, I know some people that are going to be in the comments because they're always that guy who says, well, yeah, if some guy thinks he's going to punch me, I'll just shoot him. Well, the reality is courts, by and large, will not see a simple punch as an aggravated assault and therefore worthy of using deadly force to stop, even though at the end, occasionally an outcome like this will happen. It's not common, and so recognize it from a legal perspective. Somebody punches you in the face and it doesn't cause this kind of damage and you draw a gun and shoot him, you will probably be the one that goes to jail for either aggravated assault, attempted murder, manslaughter, or murder. So don't be that one. But the other side of that as well is that this changed this guy's life forever. You saw that little interview with him and what went down with him. So I want you to, number one, get some high-level empty-handed skills. Number two, start paying attention in your world. Number three, live a life committed to de-escalation, escape, and avoidance, and understanding that maintaining the distance, maintaining the verbal judo skills, maintaining the de-escalation capability, and having a tool on you like an OC spray, I think is very, very useful as you seek to cover your ass. When you're
I think everything he said was good advice. I would just add that I would emphasize two things. One is that most people will not run because of ego. You've got to get your ego out of this. People, if somebody wants to start a fight with me, my thought is, even if I can win this fight, I won't end up being a winner. My clothes are going to get fucked up. I'm going to end up having to talk to cops, or I'll have to go to court. I don't want to hurt anybody. So that's why it's like you're standing there and some shit goes sideways and your first thought should be, I'm in danger, I'm running away, and then sort it out. And if for some reason you ran away and the person is like, and it ends up you made a horrible mistake and you end up getting, laughed at, and they're like, what's your deal? Why'd you run away? It's like, well, because dude, you came out. I didn't recognize you. He's like, yeah, man, I was just fucking with you. You see what I'm saying? It's like, but the other thing is you just got to be aware of your surroundings. You gotta be aware of your surroundings so that that you can see this coming from a mile away and that you have a chance to run. And then the problem with running for some people is they're not in good shape. See, being in shape, it's not only good for your mental health and your physical health, it's also probably your first line of self-defense is being able to run away. You know, what good is learning how to box if you get tuckered out after 12 seconds? And wouldn't you rather be able to run away than box somebody? So I don't want to fight anybody. I don't want to spray anybody with OC spray. I don't want to shoot anybody. So that's why I try to hang out in places that are seemingly unlikely to have a problem. And then I compound that with being very, very aware. And then I add on taking my ego completely away. If I'm in a bar and for whatever reason somebody decides he has a problem with me, I'm happy to leave the bar and go to a different bar. You know what I mean? It's like most people would be like, well, why should I go? I like it here. All right. You could stay here and have a problem and your night is ruined. Again, even if you win the fight. Is it going to be a nice night? Is that going to be a fun night for you? I'll tell you an example of this. Remove your ego so you can ego. Geez. I guess if you have an e-scooter, Lizzie. Sorry, Lizard. Lizard. I didn't mean to call you Lizard, first of all. Second of all, I have to say that was pretty rough. I know you haven't polished up your pun engine yet, but I hate to do it, Lizzie. You deserve it. Remove your ego so you can go. Oof. Yeah, that's where that joke, that's where that pun or your whatever the fuck that wordplay you attempted was, Lizzie. That's where that went. Ego went into a fiery wreck. So, no, but you take that, so I was at this, there's this great event. My buddy Aaron Marsh, who I've got to have on the cast, he worked for a while, a few years back at this place. What did they used to call it? It was, what they used to do is they would show movies at the Hollywood Hills Forever Cemetery. And I was going to say Cinerama Dome, but what the fuck was that thing called? It doesn't matter. They had a name for it. And it was this thing in the summer. You would bring, beer and wine and picnic blankets, and there's thousands of people there, and you watch a movie on a big screen, like my recollection is it's like on the side of the mausoleum is where they project it. And, but anyway, and they show movies and it's really fun. I've always had a weird affinity for cemeteries. I don't know why. The Hollywood Hills Forever Cemetery is amazing, though. It's got amazing, all kinds of famous people buried there and stuff. So it's driving me nuts that I can't remember what they call the movies at the cemetery. So one year, my buddy Aaron was working, and he said, "Hey, do you have a gig on whatever night?" And I was like, "No, I'm." And he's like, "Well, guess what, buddy? I know it's one of your favorite movies. They're showing Top Gun at the Hollywood Hills Forever Cemetery." And I was like, and it's one of my favorite things to go there anyway, let alone for one of my favorite movies. I'm like, fuck yeah, I am in. An old high school friend of mine happened to be visiting, and him and I think there was three of us. Maybe it was just us. We went there, and my buddy got hammered. I'm sure I got hammered too, but he was becoming a problem, which was great because him and I were always kind of troublemakers together. We played baseball together like t-ball and shit, and ended up going to high school together. And we've just been in trouble together our whole lives. I love him. He's one of my favorite people. His name's Perry. Anyway, so Perry, I take Perry to this thing, and he was just visiting. So I don't think he'd ever been to this thing before. I'm really sad about how I'm feeling my belly here. It's got to go. Anyway, Cinespia. That was it. That was it. Did you Google that for me? Thanks. So we go to see Top Gun, and I was fucking the people we were next to, like, to watch the movie. I said, I just want to warn you, I'm very drunk and I know every word of this movie, including what they say on the radio. And at first people were like, yeah, let's hear it. And then as I started doing it, they definitely, I could tell they wanted me to stop after they were duly impressed. They were like, wow, you're not fucking kidding. You've seen this movie way too many times. I'm like, I know I'm driving you nuts. I'll stop now. Just wanted to prove my point. And so I go to use the bathroom, and we're having a great time, man. Such a fun night. I'm shit-faced. My friend is shit-faced. We're having fun. In long fucking lines to use the porta potty. Long fucking lines. And I really got to piss. And my buddy's drunk, and he's got to piss. And so there's this super drunk guy, and he's being really obnoxious. And he's saying all kinds of crazy shit. He's getting in people's faces. He's kind of getting a little threatening. And he's trying to intimidate people into letting him skip the line, because the line's really long. And I see these guys, this like one guy with his ego is like, he told me, he's like, hey man, I'm not letting this guy go ahead of me. It's up to you, buddy. And because the guy was like, I'm going to go next. And this guy was like, no, you're not. I'm next. There's the line. Go get in line. Hey man, what's it to you, man? Why don't you go fuck yourself? Hey pal, I'm not letting you go ahead of me. Now, in my head, this guy that's trying to skip this giant line and be intimidating, he's drunk as fuck. Life, by looking at this guy, his life's probably not been great. I gotta guess, you know? And God, this is some years ago, so I can't remember exactly how it went. But either the guy that was ready to fight him just went, and now the guy was looking at me, or while they were about to get into a fight. That's what I think started to happen. They were about to duke it out. This wasn't somebody I knew. It was just a guy in line. And I'm like, hey, bro, you can go ahead of me. And the drunk guy that was being a dick and intimidating and trying to start shit was like, man, you're a cool motherfucker. I'm like, it's fine. It's just a piss, dude. Go, let this guy go. So that guy went and pissed, and I let the guy go ahead of me. And whomever was behind me, I don't remember if it was a friend of mine or just somebody, I said, hey, listen, I just want to let you know, the guy's clearly a nightmare. Wouldn't you rather just let him do his thing and we all have a nice night? Or do you want to, or do we all want to have to deal with this? And whoever was behind me was like, fucking good call. But the guy in front of me, his fucking ego is like, dude, use your brain. Yeah, the guy's an asshole. Yeah, he's drunk. Yeah, he's skipping everybody, obviously. Yeah, he looks like he wants a reason to fight. Yeah, it looks like he's had a rough life. Do you want to maybe use your head and just let it go and have an enjoyable night? Or do you want to fight this guy And no matter what you tell security, they're going, I don't know what happened. You're both out. And the crowd goes, well, this guy skipped and then they got into a fight. I don't know. We don't want fighting here. That's probably what they would do. And also, my buddy was working there and he got me in. I really want to get into a fight. Hey, by the way, Aaron, your magician buddy, your comedy buddy there, Zach. Yeah, he got kicked out because he got into a fight with the guy over skipping the line. Is that really what I want to have happen? You know. Hey man, I had to go real bad too, but again, it's just use your fucking head is my point. That's most of self-defense is shit like that, and people don't want to hear that because it's not sexy. All right, let's do a story. Doing a lot of bullshitting tonight. I do have to say this. I've been studying chess a little bit, and I used something I learned against a friend of mine who beats me 99% of the time. I was crushing him so fucking hard, and I had the option to take his queen. And I decided, I could take this pawn, he'll be in check, and then I'll take his queen. I just did it quickly. I didn't take my time. And as is the normal case with all of my life, continuing to be the king of second place, which is really bad in chess when you're in second place. At least a draw, is something. But instead of taking the queen, I fucked up. And then he just had a huge comeback. And if there was a physical chessboard here, I would have thrown it over. I know why people flip chessboards now. I was so fucking angry. I still am angry. I don't know if he'll fall for it again. It wasn't a trick, by the way. I know that you're not supposed to learn, like, memorize tricks, because anybody that's been playing knows all those tricks. It's just an opening gambit that can be played a number of different ways. And the most important part of the gambit went perfectly. And then once I had the game in my hand, I did what I always do and fucked it up. I learned some chess trick a while ago to beat the other person kind of quickly, as long as you can keep to the routine. There's a bunch of those, Lizzie, but they don't work against anybody that knows how to play. Oh, Jesus. Again, the delay. You said, I typed that as you say no tricks. Yeah. Tricks are for kids. What you want to do is you want to learn theory and study openings and games, and there's play a lot and practice, and it's, but yeah, you don't want tricks. So what I did to my friend wasn't a trick. It's just, it went every way that I could have wanted it to. And, then I fucked it all up. All right, let's see let's talk about. Let's do a story. I'll let you guys vote on this next story. Obama, Georgia election will shape the Biden presidency. I try to avoid politics here, but this is viewer choice. It's Friday after all. I got to do something special for you since Juan couldn't be on. You want to hear about how vaccine distribution will work? Unemployed white-collar workers facing a dilemma. Finally, an article about the downtrodden. That's good. I don't give a fuck about anything with Miley Cyrus. I can't pretend to care about Miley Cyrus. Something about Fauci. I love talking Las Vegas. This is an article about visiting Vegas during the pandemic. So that's probably my vote so far. They're going to lock up Ivanka Trump. I don't think any of them are going to jail. I think ultimately they'll do what they did with Nixon, and any crimes that they can prove will just be pardoned because it'll be for the good of the country, and which is always bad because, you never see these people at the high level get punished. It's like, if you're always going to get pardoned in the name of solidarity, and moving the country forward, what's the point of having a punishment at all? Usually you go about the game for the fun. Yeah, not me. I'll tell you what, chess wasn't that much fun for me because I didn't really know what I was doing. So at that point, it's like, if you don't really understand the game, then you don't have an appreciation for it. Now that I'm studying it, I'm definitely gaining an appreciation. Now I'm obsessed with it. I'm studying, and now I'm getting angry because I fucked up. I'm only taking solace in the fact that he fell for this at all leads me to believe, and this is a very basic thing I did. He's not watching. I can just say it. I used what's called the fried liver attack. And it's something like a lot of little kids like, probably because it has a funny name. But it's also one of the most basic opening lines that you can take as white. And it's a very specific sequence of moves that have to take place in order for you to do the fried liver. And everything happened exactly the way it was supposed to happen. And I was crushing him so hard. He fell victim to the fried liver, and then I fucking threw it away. I don't know if there's anybody in here that knows anything about chess, but and then I did that promo video for my friend online card club, Celebrity Card Club Online. So he deposited $125 into my account, and I played a $5 sit and go. It's like, I'm going to make this last because it's something fun to do. I took one shot at like a 1-2 game, and I ended up losing like $50 out of the $125 he gave me. So I had $75 left, and I entered a $5 sit and go today. If you don't know, that's a one table poker tournament. You buy in for $5. First place is like $20. And then there's a prize for second and third. And the third, I think, is like you get your money back. But anyway, 9 people, one table poker tournament. And I'm really enjoying that because that I'm good at. Although I've only played that like 2 sit and goes. And the first one I was just getting comfortable with. I forget what happened with it. But the second sit and go, I was winning the whole time. And I was the big stack at this table. And we lost a player. So there's now 8 of us. And my stack, I won another couple pots, and I was really on a tear. I'm like, this is great. And then I get dealt ace king. I raise, I get a couple of calls. No, I know what happened. Okay, before I got ace king, I had queen king, and I had 2 pair, queens and kings. And this guy, I ended up going all in with this guy. He had less money than me, less chips. And he ended up winning. He had like a 6 and a 9, and he ended up rivering a straight. So I lost like half my stack. But I still had a decent number of chips. And the very next hand, I get dealt ace king, and this guy goes all in. We both go all in, and we had about the same amount of chips. He had ace queen. So I have ace king, he has ace queen. I'm a favorite there. And of course, the turn brought a queen, and I lost, and I got knocked out. But that was cool. It was $5, and it wasn't even. It was free money. Like I said, I did. Jordan, if you weren't here for it, but if you go look at the recording in the members area, I did a magic trick on the. I have a friend that wanted me to do a magic trick to promote his online private poker club. If anybody wants to get on, it's on the Poker Brothers app. I got to talk to him and see if there's like an affiliate link or something I can give you guys, or like a code, so that like if I refer players, I get a bonus or something. But anyway, it's real fun. You play on your phone. It's called Poker Bros, and it's a private game, and you send them real money, but you play on the app for just whatever chips. On the app, I take that back. Sorry. You send them the money, and then they deposit it into your account. So when you go into play in the app, you'll see, oh, I've got money. And a checklist for hanging with Zach. Play a game of pool, play chess, play poker. That would be a fun day. That's my fantasy, is to one day be rich. I've never really given a shit about having a house, except for a couple of things that I would love to have. If I was rich and I had a house, my dream room would be like this game room with like a really great spot to play chess, and a full-size, high-quality pool table with all the room and all the accoutrements, just perfect conditions, and a poker table, a full-size 10-person poker table, so that I could I could hire a professional dealer to come in and deal the game. I often wonder, if I was rich, if I would still enjoy playing poker as much as I do now. I think I would. I love the game. And there are people who are rich that play. And it's like, well, they're getting enjoyment out of it. If Bill Gates can enjoy low stakes hold'em because he loves the game, then, I guess I can too. All right. Since we're talking gambling, fuck it. Let's do the Vegas story. What do you guys think? Visited Las Vegas during the pandemic and was shocked at how much it still felt like the Sin City I remember. Molly O'Brien. I'd like to do some Molly with Molly and do some drinking with O'Brien. That's my kind of girl, Molly O'Brien. I bet that's a fun girl right there. I've avoided going to Vegas because I feel like it would depress me. The precautions made her feel safe. Plenty of signage with the warnings. Pool parties and massive concerts weren't happening. Many Vegas shows and mainstays were still open. Most of the people I saw were wearing masks. Noticed staff members frequently cleaning chips and slot machines. I follow live vloggers in Vegas, so I've seen what it looks like. And she's saying she's been there quite a bit. She's been there for the Electric Daisy Carnival. I told you this chick likes to do Molly. She's visited in January. She's been there when it's been busy and rooms are over $600 a night. And she's been there when it's cold in January and things are pretty empty, which is, by the way, when I love going to Vegas all the time. It's always a great time to be in Vegas. Anyway, very funny line here. I'll give her credit. She said, "This was my first time in Vegas during a global pandemic." Good for her. It's funny. Good line. She says the hotel seemed crowded. There was lots of safety measures. I kind of know what the deal is in Vegas, and it all sounds like a drag to me. It sounds like I don't want to play poker with plexiglass between me and the other players. I don't want to play craps with two dudes. There's craps is all about one of the fun things about craps is the community of it all, the cheering and the bullshitting and the rooting and the whoever's betting dark side, pointing them out as evil fucks. That's the fun of craps. And I don't want to wear a mask. How am I going to know what that hooker looks like if she's wearing a mask? And there's just so many. And then standing in line for things and temperature checks and I don't know, man. Maybe I'll cave because I really want to go. I did think about that. I thought about running starting a fund for Send Zach to Vegas. You know how Sayans does hotel casts? I was thinking, okay, how about this? I'll raise money for a Vegas trip and I'll vlog the whole trip. I'll vlog my drive there and, I'll go live. I'll do the whole thing. Except I'll be entertaining. I don't know what the idea of Sayans just going to a hotel to hang out with his wife, like why that would be entertaining to anybody. But I was thinking I could, maybe I could set up a little, like I don't know, put it in my You Need a Budget app or something. Anyway. I got to spark a fatty. All right, let's pick a different story. Texas football player charged in attack on referee. Wow. Jeff Eisenberg. Sounds like a Jew. Uh-oh. What happened here? A Texas high school football player has been charged with assault a day after attacking a ref during a game. Edinburgh High School senior Emmanuel Duran booked into jail Friday morning and charged with assault causing bodily injury. This is according to Hidalgo County jail records. He's 18, $10,000 bond Friday evening, expected to be released. Happened during the second quarter of Edinburgh's 35-21 victory over Farsan Juan Alamo. Duran received one personal foul penalty for roughing the opposing quarterback and another after an apparent exchange of words with the ref. After ref Fred Garcia, is this a Mexican black kind of issue? Is that what's going on here? Announced Duran had been ejected from the game. Duran, I don't know how to say this guy's name, by the way. Let's say Duran. Charged from the Edinburgh sideline and blindsided Garcia. Ay caramba! Sending him sprawling to the ground. Edinburgh players and coaches restrained Duran before police escorted them from the field. Wow. This is in Texas, huh? Let's take a look. Hold on, we got to. If we want to go full screen, we got to go to the man himself.
We got 2 fouls on the defense. We got a personal foul, late hit on the quarterback, number 88, and unsportsmanlike conduct, number 88 on the defense, has been disqualified.
They like the call. They're cheering. Wow. Look at this coward. This cowardly piece of shit blindsides a middle-aged man. Wow. Look at that. What did I tell you guys before? Self-defense, a big part of it is you got to be aware of your surroundings. It's like if he had been aware of his surroundings, he could have started running. And he's not outrunning this guy, but at least someone would have stopped him. This whole podcast today is dedicated to the idea of awareness of surroundings. Look at where he's looking. What? What do you want? Boom. Wow. That's so fucked up. He'll fit in at the NFL. They'd be like, you're a little too crazy for high school football, son, but you're exactly what the NFL's looking for. How come this isn't a hate crime since he was Mexican and this guy's black? That's a Mexican border town in Texas, far south Texas near Brownsville. You think that guy, you're saying that you think they're all Hispanic? You don't think that's a black guy?
We got 2 fouls on the defense.
Boom! Os mío. What are they saying? You might be right. Jesus. You might be correct. This might be Hispanic on Hispanic crime. He's probably 25, actually. He's still in high school, yeah. What is with this? What's with everybody with the sucker punches, the sucker tackles? So many pussies. And an older guy, too. Middle-aged dude. I mean, let's take a look at the comments on YouTube. This kid just threw away everything. Playing career, the slightest chance at a scholarship, everything. Everybody's saying it's a great way to ruin his future. I gotta say, I disagree. Crazy for high school, but this is exactly what the NFL looks for. How's that? Crazy for high school, but this is exactly what the NFL looks for in its players. He has a bright future. I think it's pretty good. All right. They can lie about their age, come over, play high school sports. They catch them all the time doing. Oh, I know. I've heard stories. We got ourselves a real ringer this year. Hello. I would like to play some football. I am very good at football. I know. I don't mean it's I mean football American, Americano, football and coffee. In other words, I do not mean as you call soccer. It is not soccer. I am not talking about a soccer. I am talking about American football. I am very good. Can I play the football, sir? How old are you, son? I mean, you fast? Let me time you. Wow. Look at that. Look at that little fucker run. Come here, you little fucker. What do you weigh? 235? You're a short, fast, heavy little fucker. And you're good? You want to play football for America, huh? Yes, si, senor. I love the football. I hate the soccer. Soccer is for Americans. Soccer is for faggots, as you say. I like American football, and so nobody likes me in my village. They say, you don't belong here. So I jump over the wall, and now I jump over the wall, and I say goodbye to my burro, Wally. I go, bye-bye, Wally. I'm going to America to play football. Well, how old are you, son? I am 27. I am 27 years old. Well, you think you could pretend to be, I don't know, 15? Si, senor. I will play stupid. I will play like I don't speak English so well. I will act like I will speak with an accent, sir. You know what I mean? Like right now, I sound like an American because I'm talking to you, sir. But when I talk to them, I will put on my Mexican voice. I'll sound more like this. I'll say, I am here to work on the plumbing. You see how different that is? I'm losing my voice. I'm losing my Mexican voice. I saw my viewers drop off. Whenever I whenever I get hypnotized with doing silly voices, it definitely affects viewership. I don't mean to. I just, some of you have already hit the thumbs up button. I appreciate it. Subscribing would be huge. If you're not a member of the fan club yet, do that. Make sure you go to ZachWaldman.com/fans. You'll find all kinds of free things you can do to help me, as well as becoming a member of the fan club. I mean, that would be awesome if you did that. You know what I was thinking about doing is, I need to get a T-shirt. I don't have any merch. I need merch. So I was thinking, every time I do the show, 9 times out of 10, I wear a black T-shirt, right? There's a number of reasons for this. One, I'm not gonna. I have a ton of these. That's the main reason. I have a bunch of them, and that's it. That's the only reason. So I thought, this is what I wear is a black T-shirt. I should just sell black T-shirts as merch. Nothing on them. Just that's the marketing angle. Buy a Zach Waldman black T-shirt. Buy the same black T-shirt Zach wears. And I'll just sell you the same black T-shirts, but for twice the price. I'll be like, would you like to buy a T-shirt that I get for $8 a piece and send me 20? Shipping included. $19.95, including shipping. It's the Zach Waldman black T-shirt. The same one I wear. Maybe that's what I should do, is sell the actual ones I wear. You give me $20, and then when you give me the 20, I take the shirt off, and I put it in a box. It's got my deodorant stains in it still, and you know that you actually bought the shirt off my back. And then I'll just buy another one. You buy this for 20, I buy a new one for 10. It's a black shirt pyramid scheme. Stream worn shirts. Yes, exactly. Don't even get me started on the underwear. But yeah, this is, and I could I could put the date on it so which stream it came from. But I wouldn't sell it until it was paid for. So it'd be like during the stream, it's like, bloom, Lizzie just bought Zach's stream shirt. Oh, Lizzie just purchased it. All right, Lizzie, let me mark down the date. So then Lizzie gets it in the mail. And it's like this. Hey, Lizzie, thanks for buying my stream shirt. This one was from December 4th, 2020. The very night I came up with the idea to sell the shirts I was wearing. If I were you, I would wash it, but maybe that's not why you bought it, Lizzie. Whatever you're into, I'm not judging. But thanks for your support. How would a black shirt pyramid scheme work? It'd be like this. It'd be like, all right. I guess, let's see. Let's say we started with, I'm at the top, right? Because I got to be the one that gets all the money. So it would be like Jordan and Lizzie give me $20 a piece, right? So now I've got $40, and then I give Jordan back 30. And then Jordan gets two people to give him $20 a piece. I don't know. I don't really know how to do a pyramid scheme. We'll have to Google how to do a pyramid scheme. We got to start one with T-shirts. And people will be like, what is the deal with everybody trying to get me to buy a black T-shirt? Because how people bug you about Amway, like multi-level marketing. So that's what I get at. Pyramid schemes are illegal. So it's got to be multi-level marketing. And that I do know how it works. So like Amway, right? You bug your friends to buy a bunch of stuff. You go, listen, you're going to buy toilet paper anyway. You're going to buy all of these products that Amway sells. You're going to buy them anyway, right? So just buy them from me and get them cheaper. All right? Good deal, right? Okay, now go and tell as many people as you can to do it. And for each person that you get to buy these products from you, and then, it goes all. So this will just be much simpler. It'll be a way simpler model. Instead of having to sell a variety of products, you just go, hey, would you do me a favor, man? Would you buy 2 black T-shirts? You need black T-shirts, right? Well, of course. I mean, you could always use a black T-shirt. Right. You use them as an undershirt or something. Buy 2 of them, please. Well, why? Look, I'm giving them to you at a good price. They're good quality shirts. All right. They're $10 a piece. Is that? It's 2 shirts for $20. Just do me the solid. Oh, okay, fine, bro. Here, I'll buy a couple of t-shirts. Okay. Now that you've done that, do you think you could convince, I don't know, 5 of your friends to buy a couple of t-shirts from you? Well, I mean, I guess, Zach, everybody needs a t-shirt. Exactly. You're the 5th person I've gotten to buy t-shirts from me. Now, let me explain to you where these t-shirts are coming from. It's so crazy, it just might work. Equinox. I'll tell you, it would just be funny if it spread like a virus and people were like, who the fuck started this thing? And it's like, once you're in, it's like, it'll be revealed. All will be revealed once you've gotten your 5th friend. You've gotten your 5th friend. Okay, this all was started by an out-of-work comedian and magician. And it's kind of like the pet rock of t-shirts. And but it's a moneymaker. He's at the top of the multi-level marketing, just like the owner of Amway is. So he's making a mint. But dude, I actually made a couple $100 with this. So it's kind of a fun thing. You know what I mean? It's kind of fun. And just bug 5 of your friends. And they've heard the rumors. People have heard the rumors. Like, they're like, what's the deal with people pushing black t-shirts? I don't know. And nobody knows, And the people that are in it are like, yeah, don't tell anybody. Don't ruin it. This is the appeal of it is everybody wants to know what it's all about and who started it. So if you keep it a secret so if you go to somebody and go, guess what? You want to, they'll go, okay, I'll be your first. And then you go get a second. And then once you do it, then it's revealed. Can I offer you some plug-in smell good stuff, Zach? Great products I have made by this wonderful company called Sensi. It's the latest craze, Zach, let me tell you. Yeah, it'll become an urgent letter, the legend, the chain mail of multi-level marketing. I don't know. I'll tell you something that, I should do a story. Let's see, do we have an audience? All right. We gained back a viewer, just so I won't do any bad accents. I wish Rudy would come around. Rudy hasn't been here forever. Well, this is kind of nuts. Foul play suspected as 2 found dead at Fort Bragg. Jesus. Says the loss of a soldier is always tragic. That's not true. What if it's a Nazi? What if you shot a Nazi in a war? Let's say it's World War II and you shoot a Nazi. That's not a tragic loss of a soldier. All right. Trump balks at stimulus money for some states. Great. It's probably California is probably one of them because my fucking state is. I'm sure he's hated by him. Republican congressman tells Trump to delete your account after he tweeted. What did he tweet this time? Oops, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Hold on. What did he tweet? I got to know what he tweeted. But I'm going to do the Kyle Rittenhouse story next. I've talked about that little fucker before. Delete your account after he tweeted a 45-minute speech repeating baseless voter fraud claims. Okay, whatever. The usual shit. All right, nothing new there. We've heard it all. Close the fucking window. There we go. I want to hear what's going on here. All right, let's check it out. You guys ready for this shit? Let's buckle in. Start out with 20 pills a day. Work your way up to around 55 or 67 vitamin pills a day when you want to get that super healthy level. Oh, not into Sensi? I got some good vitamins. 20 pills you take a day from this wonderful company called Advocare. Super new. Probably never heard of it, Zach. The thing about multi-level marketing is that sometimes people conflate it with affiliate marketing. People go, hey, man, can you help me get started online? I'm like, yeah, man, I love affiliate marketing as a way to make some passive income. No, I don't want to get involved in that shit. I'm like, well, Do you know what it is? Yeah, like Amway. I'm like, no. That's multi-level marketing. Affiliate marketing is just sales, dude. It just means you earn a commission when somebody buys something through your link. So you recommend a video camera to a friend. He uses your Amazon link to buy it. You earn a 5% commission. That's all there is to it. Oh, I thought it was the other thing. Yes, I know you did. Like most people, you have strong opinions based on very little knowledge. That was another big point I wanted to make today. The number of people with strong opinions based on very little knowledge. They do it with many, many things. I know enough to know that I don't know when I know what I know about, and I know what I don't know about, and the things I know about, I know there's still a lot more to know about them. Give you an example. I'm a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. I've been doing it 13 years. Holy fuck. That journey, I think, just every time I'm in there, I think I start over. That's a road, that's an endless road of getting better and learning but I know a lot about it. So if somebody doesn't know anything and they start trying to, argue their points, I'm like, all right, you're a low knowledge individual. On the other hand, I told you one of my best friends is an attorney, and he started arguing with me about boxing versus wrestling. And I was like, I can't believe I wouldn't argue with you about the law, and you're going to argue with me about this? Anyway, all right. But batten down the hatches. I say that all the time, Jordan. I'm barely smart enough to know just how dumb I really am. Exactly. It's like, but by the way, before we do the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, I got to see what this is. Los Angeles comedian dies of COVID-19 after documenting illness on Instagram. This was written by Rachel E. Greenspan. Los Angeles comedian Joe Luna died of COVID-19 after posting videos on Instagram to educate viewers on the severity of the virus. COVID's no joke. Luna, 38, said, I've been put in the fight. Been fighting for my life. The day he died, Luna posted on Instagram from the hospital. This is horrible, guys, he said. This is a fucking scary time, I gotta tell you. He performed under the stage name Joe El Cholo. I don't know if I don't know this guy. Maybe I've seen him around town. I don't know. He looks kind of familiar. Maybe he's been on Kill Tony or something. Oh, man. Luna, remember that other article said it's always a loss? If a soldier dies, it's always a horrible loss. And I said, well, no, not if you're a soldier and you're shooting a Nazi and it's World War II, then that was kind of the idea. That was a good thing. And I would say it's always a horrible loss and a tragedy when a comedian dies, unless the comedian's a Nazi. So I don't think, there was no stand-up scene during World War II. Anyway, he's 38 years old. Wow, not an old guy. I wonder what his pre-existing conditions were. In a 35-minute video posted on Instagram on November 22nd, Luna said he tested positive for COVID, had pneumonia, and as a double amputee and diabetic, he was dealing with a lot. So yeah, he had some serious health conditions. Luna said that before he got sick, he would hear people talk about what COVID did to them and doubt it could be that bad. But he said, I've been put in the fight. I've been fighting for my life. He said, made the video for educational purposes, telling followers this COVID shit is no joke. It has more than 163,000 views. Well, at least he's finally popular on social media. That's a silver lining. Because, I'd love to get that many views for my stand-up, and that's never happened. And I don't think it's ever happened. If it ever happened for him, I think I would know who he was, probably. But, so look, you got to look at the bright side of life, like Monty Python said. Luna said he was struggling with horrible, severe symptoms, including chest pains, loss of taste, convulsions. That doesn't sound like fun at all. He said his girlfriend and children tested positive for the virus as well. In the video, Luna said he had just been discharged from the hospital, but his subsequent video posted the next day showed he returned to the hospital. It's horrible, guys. He said while wearing an oxygen mask in the video, which was taken in what he called a filthy room in the hospital's COVID unit. My pneumonia got very bad. Everything has just been in a downfall right now. And he died later that day. Very sad. In the LA comedy scene, he was known for his commentary on Cholo culture. Yeah, I think he was a Kill Tony guy. That's really sad, man. Comedian first shared his COVID-19 diagnosis on Instagram on November 21st. It was like his lungs were hurting more than we all felt before. Luna's son, Joe Talavera, told Fox 11. Talavera also tested positive for COVID. GoFundMe has been started by Luna's friends. Said that after Luna lost both his legs, he fought very hard. He was my comedian superhero. The GoFundMe says even though he was hurting, he managed to put a smile on our face. Yeah, man, that's a bummer, man. So if you can Google that GoFundMe, go for it. But look, it's I'm alive, and I'm grateful for it. Only 4 years younger than me. When I read about younger, healthy people passing from it, very sobering and scary. Except he wasn't healthy, Jordan. He was a double amputee, and what was it also? Was it diabetic also? And yeah, double amputee, diabetic, and had pneumonia. So I'm sure you have. I just missed it. But have you talked recently about JRE on Spotify's latest, whatever that is? Actually, I haven't. I'll happily talk about that. Would you rather me talk about that or Kyle Rittenhouse's attorney bailing on him? Let's do Kyle Rittenhouse because I could actually maybe upload this and get views, where I don't think anything else I've done tonight is probably anything I'm going to edit out. I've kind of kept it a little bit looser tonight. It's Friday, and Juan was supposed to be here, and it just wasn't working technically for whatever reason, so just trying to keep things kind of fun, loose, telling some stories, bullshitting. But let me try to do this one story. At least, yeah, I'll do both. But at least have something in the can, so they say. I got to remember next time to not use the normal latency. The ultra low latency is definitely better. Don't forget, guys, if you're watching, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hit the little notification bell, and choose all. But Jordan, again, I don't know when you got in, if you heard, but the way I'm editing out segments now and optimizing them, it's working, bro. I'm getting views. Did you happen to notice that? I don't know if you checked out my videos. If you go to my page and you click on videos, they're doing well, man. And I think I can make them better. I think they go on too long. Oh, no, I want to do the JRE thing for sure. No, 100% I want to do the JRE thing. I'm just bullshitting right now because I'm smoking. And I know I'm going to cough right after I smoke. Probably. Maybe not. But no, I'm just bullshitting with you, saying that it seems to be working. I think what I got to do is I got to notice the last couple of videos I uploaded, there wasn't any production done to them. Like, I didn't add graphics like I do, but I think I need to make them more concise, funnier, and I should probably add more production value. I keep going back and forth with, I'm gonna try something this time. I keep going back and forth with how I feel about when I go full screen. Hold on a second. What did I do here? Oh, hold on a second. Give me 1 second here. Hold on. Okay. Come on, you piece of shit. All right, here. Let me just hold on a second. I'm just going to remove this altogether. I'm going to try. I'm going to do it this way. That was my fault. Okay. So what I was going to say is, I'm thinking you can't wait to see them hitting millions. Yeah, fuck me too, dude. I just want to match what I did with the Dalia one. You could afford to shit on the story subject a little harder with harsher jokes. I hope you're being sarcastic. What I was going to say is, I kind of feel like, oops, shouldn't have hit that. I kind of feel like I should leave this I should leave me up while I do these instead of the whole. So the ones, okay, because so this is, let me explain the issue before I get into the story. I in post the last couple I uploaded. Oh, hold on a second. Let me change something in my stream dick. My streaming dick needs something adjusted real quick. Hold on. Okay. Come on. Okay, that should be good still. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Oh, your favorite part of the clips is just getting through the headline? So that's my favorite part to do too. Is sometimes it takes me forever just to get past the fucking author, right? It's fun for me goofing on random people. But the last couple of videos I uploaded, the entire screen was the article. And so you don't see me at all. You don't really need to see me. I kind of want you to read along with me in the article. But then here's the problem. I would like to, in post-production, add some graphics like I do on my other videos. If the whole screen is the story, then I don't have a space to do that. I can go full size with it. I just don't like it. So I'm going to try it this way is the point. We're going to see how this works. All right. And away we go. So California attorney. Wow. California attorney. That's a redundant way to say scumbag. And I live in California, but oof, California, as far as I know, is the hardest bar to pass in the country. And I just figure the people that pass it must, all attorneys are pretty much scum. So, and several of my best friends or closest friends are attorneys, but they know what they are. They know what they do for a living. And I got to say, if they're in California, they're just super hardcore scum. Anyway, California attorney withdraws from Rittenhouse criminal case. This is Friday, December 4th, 2020 is when this came out. This is from the AP. If you don't know, the Associated Press is really where almost everybody, all these reporters that you watch get their news, and they just rewrite whatever this says in sort of their own words, and they're really unoriginal, which is why they oftentimes come up with the same ridiculous puns and what they think are clever headlines. If you've ever wondered, why are all these people saying basically the same thing on all these different channels? It's because they all got their news from the AP wire. Jordan Palmer in the chat, quote, California attorney is akin to spawn of Satan. Exactly. Thank you for helping me make my point. So this is out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. California attorney for an Illinois 17-year-old accused of fatally shooting 2 people and wounding a third during a night of unrest. Was it a night of unrest? Or was it rioting and looting? whatever. You can't. You gotta love a platitude, even from the Associated Press. Anyway, it was a night of unrest. People were having trouble sleeping. Oh, it made. Didn't you see the headlines? It was all over the news. They brought back the telegraph sound effect. I can't do a telegraph sound, but you get the point. Attention, Kenosha, Wisconsin is under siege. The entire city of Kenosha is unable to go to sleep. They've tried counting sheep. They've tried watching boring documentaries. They've tried talking to their spouses and listening to their kids. They've tried watching the Zach Waldman YouTube show. Nothing can put them to sleep. It's a night of unrest in Wisconsin. Anyway, so the lawyer for Kyle Rittenhouse is extracting himself from his criminal defense after prosecutors raised ethical concerns about the lawyer. Again, aren't there ethical concerns about all lawyers? LA civil lawyer John Pierce has been at the forefront of the case of Kyle Rittenhouse, who's accused in the shootings during protests in Kenosha this past summer. The summer hasn't happened yet. Oh, I guess the summer of this year? All right, whatever, AP, I'll let it slide. Pierce has also worked. Really? Is that how that's the level of writing you have to work at the AP? You just couldn't say Pierce worked to help secure, has also worked? I mean, really? Could you be more passive? Oh, yeah, you could. You could call rioting a night of unrest. Pierce worked to help secure the $2 million. You notice there's no author on this. It's because nobody wants to take credit for this garbage. But again, in all fairness, reporters look at this and rewrite it. And then YouTubers just read it and goof on it and hopefully get millions of views. Anyway, Pierce worked to help secure the $2 million bail for Rittenhouse, who was bound over Thursday for trial. You ever see the movie Bound with Jennifer Tilly? Some awesome lesbian sex in that movie. Really cool, camera shots and stuff. That's a good movie, Bound. Jennifer Tilly, I always had a huge crush on her. I had a ferret in college, and my ferret's name was Savannah. She was named partially she was named after the porn star who unfortunately killed herself. She dated Pauly Shore. I don't think she killed herself because she dated Pauly Shore. Anyway, Savannah the porn star, but really I named her partially for that Savannah, partially because I just thought the name Savannah was a nice name, but also Jennifer Tilly played a hooker on a TV show called Key West, and her character's name was Savannah, and Jennifer Tilly to me is really what America is all about. I mean, that's a woman to die for. Kenosha, her and Fergie and Pamela Anderson and Christy Brinkley. That's your Mount Rushmore of women right there. And everybody's mom. Not everybody's. Not if you were a Nazi. Kenosha County Assistant District Attorney Thomas Binger cited public records and news reports in his motion alleging that Pierce has significant personal financial difficulties and should not be allowed to represent Rittenhouse because money that should be held in trust for the defendant may instead be used to repay attorney Pierce's numerous creditors. Wow. Shortly after the motion was filed Thursday, Pierce tweeted he would take over all civil matters for Rittenhouse. So that, if you're in debt and you're feeling like, oh man, I really got to get out of debt. I haven't done enough to save for retirement. Just realize there's an attorney out there who owes so many creditors that it compromises him. People are like, it would be like having a dude that's starving, guard a Thanksgiving dinner. It'd be like having a starving animal and leaving your Thanksgiving dinner on your coffee table where the family dog who hasn't eaten in 2 days could, now you don't eat that. You just sit, don't eat my Thanksgiving dinner. That's what they're basically saying is this attorney, if he was defending Rittenhouse and there's all this money in this trust, he might, he's so desperate to pay back his creditors, he might just spend it on that. That's kind of like what happened with Full Tilt Poker. They didn't separate the players' funds from their profits, thinking, what are the chances everybody wants to cash out all at the same time, not expecting Black Friday when everybody wanted to cash out at the same time. And lo and behold, they didn't have enough money to pay everybody because they were pocketing it. Same kind of thing. So, by the way, if you wonder what kind of attorney has so many creditors that he owes money to that it compromises his ability to defend a client, just remember the client he's defending is a kid that decided to pretend to be a cop and guard a gas station and kill 2 people. Anyway, he said that Wisconsin attorney Mark Richards will handle the criminal case. Pierce and other conservatives have portrayed Rittenhouse as a patriot. No, Jennifer Tilley's a patriot, and urged supporters to donate to Fight Back Foundation to bolster his legal defense. One of those was Ricky Schroeder. Attorney Pierce's personal financial difficulties raise significant ethical concerns. Jesus, this guy's finances, they're like a comedian's, especially when he has close ties to substantial yet unregulated and unreported slush fund that's intended solely for the benefit of the defendant, Binger wrote in reference to the foundation. Binger argues that donations for Rittenhouse's legal defense should be held in trust as is required of Wisconsin attorneys taking retainers to represent clients. I thought the only thing required of Wisconsin attorneys was that they could grill up a mean brat. You know what I mean? I thought that was the only, like I told you, California. Hey, Justin Wood joined the chat. Hey, Justin. Great comedian, Justin Wood, in the chat room. California is the toughest bar to pass in the country. Wisconsin, I thought to be a lawyer, all you had to do was be like, invite the neighbors over, let them try your bratwurst out, give them some old style beer. And they'd be like, this man knows what he's doing. I trust him. I trust him to be an attorney. Everybody agree? I do. This is the best damn bratwurst I've ever had. You, my friend, can now call yourself a banister. A banister? Yeah, isn't that what it's called? No, it's a barrister. No, silly, that's a singer. No, man, that's a baritone. No, that's a kind of saxophone. No, a saxophone. Wow, how far down that rabbit hole can we go? Anyway, as his legal representation shifts, the case against Rittenhouse is moving forward. A Kenosha County Court commissioner on Thursday found probable cause to proceed with the case and rejected a defense motion to dismiss a reckless endangerment and gun charge against Rittenhouse. He's also charged with homicide and attempted homicide for fatally shooting Joseph Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber and wounding Gage Grosskreutz on, that's a name, Jesus, he did wound him. He injured him so badly by shooting him. His name went from Gary Grossman to Gage Grosskreutz. Changed his name. Hi, my name is Gage Grosskreutz. I'm here to testify against Kyle Rittenhouse. On that fateful day, I was trying to apprehend him after he had murdered 2 of my pals, and he shot me here in the hand. And then when I tried to write my name, I couldn't write my proper name, which is Gary Grossman. And when I wrote it, they wouldn't accept my deposit at the bank because they said, this isn't your signature. This here says Gage Grosskreutz. And your name is supposed to be Gary Grossman, and I. Anyway, so the shooting happened during a night of unrest in Kenosha. That's right. We already talked about the night of unrest when the entire town of Kenosha was unable to go to sleep. And somehow the police decided to shoot Jacob Blake. And I don't know how that was going to help people go to sleep, but maybe he thought that would help. I mean, people were miserable. Could you imagine an entire city, an entire town of insomniacs? People were on edge. Anyway, that was a local black man who suffered paralyzing injuries. You guys know the story. And now, I don't know, do you think Kyle Rittenhouse is going to get away with this? Do you think he should? I've given my opinion. I'll just say it again in a nutshell. Again, you want to learn self-defense, learn to be smart and know your surroundings and stay away from stupid places. You don't go to a riot. He's like, but I was going to go defend property. It's not your job. He was a police explorer, by the way, which I was one too. And he's like, but I'm a police explorer. I'm going to provide medical aid to the people who need it and defend property. You're saying that, but you're 17. And at that age, what you're really looking to do is to go down and see some action. So you should never have been there. Now someone gives you a rifle. All right. I don't know about the first dude that was shot. It did seem like the next two people that he shot were justified. It looked like self-defense. One of them pointed a gun at him, and the other one tried to hit him with the skateboard. Given everything, I don't know what's going to happen. My gut instinct, and I will also say this, no matter what happens, hundreds of lives were ruined because of it. His family, his extended family, the people he murdered and their families and extended family, the guy he injured and his family and extended family, all of his future relationships will be tinged by this. He'll always be, the 17-year-old that some people feel is a murderer. Other people grossly negligent. You can let me know, in the comments section below what you think. But it was obviously a retarded decision to go there. But I don't think he's going to be convicted of murder. And I don't think the cops in the George Floyd thing, I don't think any of these people are going to get the punishments that the people who were rioting expect that they're going to get. And when they don't get those punishments, they're going to riot again. Woohoo! Happy 2021. All right. So you want me to talk about JRE and the whole Spotify stuff? Okay, we'll talk about it. Black Panther's stars vaccine comments spark controversy. Letitia Wright responds to criticism after sharing anti-vaxxer video. By the way, for, anybody that may have, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but here's some breaking news that is in that world that ties along with it. Notice that Eddie Bravo's Instagram is now set to private. Eddie has shut down on everything. He said as much on a cast, was it with Sam Tripoli, I think. But anyway, yeah, as long as there's no dining outdoors. But Eddie Bravo, he's like, I'm done. He goes, I don't want the exposure. I don't want to be any more famous. I don't want to. He goes, so he's cut way back on what he's posting. I don't even know if he's going to keep doing the Tinfoil Hat podcast with Sam Tripoli. He's like tapped out of all of it. So that's kind of some breaking news there. Not really breaking. I mean, Eddie has said it publicly, so I'm not telling you something out of school, but I heard it early on. When Tim Dillon went on JRE, that was supposed to be Eddie, but Eddie's like, nah, I'm done. I don't want to be get any more famous. So then he told me that, and I didn't say anything, but then I watched, and he announced it publicly. I forget on which cast he said it on, but he's set his Instagram to private, and he's pulling shit way back, playing things closer to the vest. He got tired of this kind of shit, I'm sure, of people being upset with him for his feelings on things. Okay, so JRE Spotify. I've got to admit that almost forgot to see what episodes were on Spotify. I'm going to have to train myself to open up Spotify and listen to JRE. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but I'm just telling you, as somebody who constantly listens to podcasts and watch YouTube videos, I mean, too much, honestly. I've got my Sirius XM app. I'm used to using that all the time because hook it up to my Bluetooth speaker when I'm in the shower. That's all the music I could want in the world is there. And they're a really shitty company, it seems, the way they treat people. But they've added podcasts to Sirius XM. And so like I've got so much to listen to with that my mind isn't trained to like, oh, I'm going to jump in the shower, let's put on some music. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll use Spotify. I installed it because I was curious, and then I have put it on, and I've been really happy with the music choices. But there's fucking commercials, and I pay for Sirius XM, no commercials. So it's like, So then I listen to all of these other podcasts and watch all this other shit. And if I don't see JRE come up in my recommended stuff on YouTube, which is where I watch and listen mostly, then I don't know that he uploaded an episode. I have no idea. And I mean, you could tell me, oh, he uploads episodes on these certain days. I'm not going to remember. I don't care that much. I have so much shit to listen to. And, I mean, I could be wrong, but as far as I know, I don't think Joe even fucking likes me anymore. So I hope I'm wrong about that. But the point is, it's not like, if it's not on my mind, if it's not recommended to me, it's not on my mind. So if I'm not like if I'm watching a chess video and then I see a recommendation, JRE, brand new, I'm like, oh, fuck. All right. Let me check that out. But I'm never going to see that if he's on Spotify. So I did want to check it out. So I checked out a little bit of one episode, and it was the one about having 1 billion people, the population one. So I listened to a little bit of that on Spotify while I did some things. But then something came up, so I paused it or shut down the app, and then I forgot about it. And I haven't opened it up since. So I guess what I know there's been some controversy with missing episodes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But what I'm giving you is my personal perspective is that I know that there's been a big drop, that there's the numbers have plummeted. The dude from the Quartering did a thing on that. I don't think he cares. There might be an advantage to him of having fewer viewers. Let me give you an example. Joey Diaz, I think his Patreon's $1. And it's like he kind of said, you know what? There's too many people watching my podcast. I don't need to watch my tongue and have these people trying to cancel me and coming after me because I'm trying to, be funny on my podcast. So I'll charge $1 on Patreon. I'll lose some of my audience, but those are people I don't mind losing. And the people that are willing to pay $1 are people that aren't going to want to cancel me. So it was like a way of filtering it out. And it's kind of a little bit of what I'm doing too, by putting a lot of what I do here behind a paywall. You know, I have all these corporate clients. It's like sometimes it's hard for them you tell them, look, I work squeaky clean and I also do adult stuff. But for your show, it'll be squeaky clean. Sometimes it makes them nervous if they go, oh, this guy does, adult humor too. Sometimes it works for me. I've had gigs where they go, we like you because we want somebody more adult. This is a corporate event, yes, but these are adults. We don't want it X-rated, but an adult show, and I was like, I gotcha. I could do that. I could do an adult comedy show without being explicit, without being disgusting, And so it works in my favor. And, most of the time it doesn't matter. Most of my corporate leads have no idea that I do like an R-rated show. Anyway, if they keep censoring him further and further, I could see him doing something about it down the road, hopefully coming out on top. Oh, sorry, I missed the chat a little bit here, pal. So Jordan says, do you think the relationship between Rogan and Spotify will continue throughout the contract, or think it'll end up in court before it's over? Okay, so you got me back on track. I was talking about how this might be good for Joe because maybe his audience is smaller. He's not getting paid based on his audience size, as far as I know. So let's say he loses millions of people because of the move to Spotify. For him, it might be like Joey Diaz charging $1 on Patreon. It might be like, well, I lost people, but that's good. I can do more of what I want to do with less concern of so many people being concerned with what I say. It's like, he invited Donald Trump to come on his show and debate Biden, and it was news. And Trump was like, I'll do it. And, of course, Biden never responded. But the point is, for Rogan, he might be thinking, like I told you, Eddie told me, he's like, I want to be less famous, Zach. That's what Eddie told me. I could see Joe feeling the same way. Like, I want to be less influential. Oh, I just got paid more money than I'll ever need in generations of this is like generational money I just made. Great. And I have fewer people upset with me, and I have less of an influence, so I feel like I'm freer to speak. Great. So I don't think Rogan's going to do shit. I think he's going to ride out the contract, and he'll either keep doing it, or maybe he'll just go back to doing it on his own. Maybe he'll build his own thing. I don't know why none of these people ever listen to me. I shouldn't say none of them. Some people do it correctly. But there's certain people that don't listen. Howard Stern is a guy. Howard Stern never should have gone to Sirius XM. He should have immediately done a podcast, and he's a rich guy. He should have put in some money into a studio, created a Howard Stern channel online, and built it out and kept all the money for himself he would have made. He could have. Could you imagine if Howard charged $5 a month? You don't think, of course, and he would charge more. He could have levels even. There's all kinds of things he could have done because he was the reason Sirius became Sirius XM. Before him, XM was the dominant force. He had so much power. He was, he had like Oprah Winfrey kind of rabid fans. He still has rabid fans like that. But at that time, he should have just done it himself and kept everything. No more contract negotiations. No more. Of course, I remember when he was shitting on podcasts. It drives me. It would drive me nuts. He would be so close-minded about it. And so yeah, I think it's a fuck up. I don't think. And so now Adam Carolla is smart. He's done it on his own from the start. And you've got people like the Anthony Cumia's network, Compound Media, and then you got Gavin McGinnis's network over there at Censored TV. And I'm part of Madcast Media Network. That's the network I belong to. I don't know if it does me any good. I have no idea. I should create a link or something. Just I'm sure you hear it at the end of my videos, the Madcast Media thing. But I think the only hold on, let's see here. I don't know how popular any of the shows are on Madcast Media right now. Okay, so what I was saying to you guys before is I really would like to be able to have the option. I'd like to have this twice. Once like that. I'm going to try it again and see if it eats shit. But every time I try to add a second window, because see, here's the idea. Let me show you. Oops, I moved it a little bit. There we go. So I'd like to be able to turn, go from that one to the other one. See what I mean? So if I want to go full screen, I could, hold on a second. I could hit this one. And then, but I also want this one. I want both views. But it seems to fuck up my... Let's see here. This seems to fuck up my computer. Well, we'll give it a shot. Let's see if maybe today for some reason it'll handle it. I don't know. He had a stern viewing on it, I guess. Oh. Wow. No, don't encourage this. No. Lizzie talking about Howard Stern said he had a stern view on this. Oh. Stop it. You gotta you're better than that, Lizzie. All right, let's see here. So this is which one is this? Oh, this is funny. All right, hold on a second. All right, fucking. There we go. So this is Madcast Media. Maddox, is super popular. But just in case you didn't know, you can go here and there's all kinds of shows. The Best Debate in the Universe was a pretty popular YouTube show, and I appeared on it a couple of times. I don't really know why he ended it. Maddox versus the Universe. Super Arrogant Brothers are on here. We used to have on here Pod Awful. I like the Pod Awful guy. He's still around. I don't know why he's not on there anymore. Oh man, shoulder so fucked up. All right, so what else here? Let me do a quick search for Joe Rogan, Spotify stuff. All right. You do a search for it, and the very first thing that comes up is a pay-per-click ad. See this? It's the very first thing. The Joe Rogan Experience exclusively on Spotify. the official podcast of comedian Joe Rogan. Listen now for free, exclusively on Spotify. Joe Rogan exclusive. So there, if you click on that, you'll cost Spotify some money. Let's do it. Let's cost them $20 or so. And I have no idea who's been on. Let's see. All episodes. Jamie Foxx was on today. Yeah, see, I didn't even know it. Crazy. All right. Let's see what the news is saying. Yeah, just so you know, if you click on those ads, you cost them money. When those pay-per-click ads, you Google something and that ad comes up. I mean, I know it doesn't matter to them, but it's kind of fun to do. It's like, yeah, fuck you, Spotify. What you would have charged me for a subscription, I just took away from you by clicking on your ad. Joe Rogan fans, this is 13 hours ago. There's a day ago. All right, let's see what they're saying here. So let me ask you guys, as viewers, having it in the window there, can you guys see it well enough? I know when I output this as like a full screen video, it's good, but all right. Joe Rogan fans are refusing to follow him to Spotify, and it's bad. This is from Sportskeeda. Like I said, why is this bad? Joe gets paid well either way, and if he loses fans, he might prefer to be less famous so that he's less has to put up with less backlash. This is written by Rashab B., analyst. This website's really hard to blow up to read. Joe Rogan's let me just skip. With Joe Rogan recently deciding to remove all of his JRE episodes off YouTube, fans have been reluctant to watch the episodes on Spotify. Since signing a $100 million multi-year exclusive licensing deal with Spotify, Rogan hasn't had the most comfortable of stays on the platform. He first came into trouble for wrongful claims about the Portland fires, something he was allegedly forced to apologize for. Okay, so far this article is making all kinds of profound assumptions. You know what I mean? It's I don't believe he was forced to apologize. And you know what? Let's pretend he was. He decided to work for somebody. He decided, you know what? I'm going to get paid. We don't even know if it's really $100 million. That's just what they keep reporting. So let's just go with the narrative. 100 million, I've heard 150 million. He's probably laughing because it's probably more. Or it's probably no one knows what the fuck they're talking about. Just like I've told you a million times, people with strong opinions with no knowledge. So the first thing is, let's just assume he got $100 million and he does the deal. And now he has a boss. And the boss said, hey, I jacket and tie, but they're paying me $100 million. So I'm going to wear a jacket and tie. Except in this case, the jacket and tie is a certain level of censorship or whatever. And maybe losing some fans. But again, people, just because he's losing fans doesn't mean that he cares. He's like, hey, I get paid regardless. And now I have fewer fair weather fans. The people that have followed me over are the hardcore fans that don't want to get me canceled. The people that look past whatever limitations have been put on me, they're true fans because they followed me over. If you didn't follow me over, you're not a true fan. That's what I would be thinking. If I was Rogan, I would be thinking, hey, all you have to do is use this other app. If that's too much for you to do, then I guess you weren't that big of a fan, and that's okay. I don't need a lot of people who aren't huge fans, in the comments section anyway. Jordan Palmer in the chat says he definitely wants that $100 million, and I can't blame him. But what he's let Spotify do to his show is kind of crazy. It's at minimum goes completely against what Joe has always preached. I don't know that Joe's ever preached against taking a job. I remember once him telling me about, he goes, Zach, he said, you get a job like Fear Factor and it's a velvet prison, bro. He goes, the money was great, freed me up, but, look, I didn't really like it. You got bosses, there's things you got to do. And so I don't think I think he's shown before that he's willing to compromise for a paycheck, and I think we all are. I make compromises all the time for paychecks. People wanting me to perform in conditions I don't want to perform in. It's like, all right, I gotta, make it work. So, could be other things, right? It could be, they tell me not to do a certain joke. I've had that. I had somebody say, hey, I was watching one of your performances. We want to hire you. Just one thing, that one joke. Please don't do that joke. I said, no problem. Oh, you know what joke it was? It was the one where I say, hey, everybody, my name is Zach Waldman. I was born and raised in the northern part of Cuba. Most of you call it Miami, Florida. That was the joke. And she was like, don't do the Miami, the joke about being from Cuba. I said, okay. You know what? I got paid thousands of dollars. I was okay with not doing. I was okay with not doing a very mediocre joke to open my show with. I really need a better way to open my show anyway. Jimmy Schubert's been telling me that for a year. He's like, you need to come out and right away, before you say hello or anything, you got to have this opener, just like with Magic, Zach. All right, I'm going to work on it, Jimmy. I'm going to work on it. Love Jimmy Schubert. Haven't talked to him all week. I got to give him a call. Anyway. So, moreover, the platform initially promised no creative control over the content of the JRE podcast. However, that has been seen to not be true, with some of his episodes having been reported missing on Spotify. Oh, wait a minute. You mean they went back on their word? What a shock. This is despite Rogan's own claim that the platform said nothing to him about any editorial oversight. He also says he doesn't look at the comments, so maybe that's the way he does things. He's like, I just won't look. If I'm not looking, it's not happening, which is really kind of true. Look for your head. You can't find it. You don't have a head. Where you think your head is the world. If I decide to upload this video, I have to edit for the coughing. It was the first time I was slow on the cough button. Anyway, Rogan recently made private all the episodes that were posted on his YouTube channel. This has led to criticism from quite a few fans who refused to follow him to Spotify. Well, we knew that was coming, right? We knew that they were all going to be taken off YouTube. That's kind of what a licensing deal is. It's an exclusive licensing deal. My joint went out. Of course, the JRE podcast holds the #1 spot on Spotify by a comprehensive margin. A comprehensive margin? That's a weird word to use there. I would say, but why don't you just say a large margin? Comprehensive? It's a poor choice of words, in my opinion. Until a few days ago, most of his episodes were uploaded on YouTube as well. Fans could easily watch the episodes, but that's no longer true. Now, the recent episode, number 1572, was posted exclusively on Spotify with almost 1.8 billion views worth of videos having been deleted, made private by Joe Rogan on YouTube. This has been seen by fans as a business decision. Gives a fuck. JRE episodes are being taken off of YouTube. This is Twitter now we're checking out. Ahmad Sharif. Before we even, let's take a look. What's Ahmad Sharif all about? How many followers does he have? Okay, he's got almost 24,000. That's better. So many times what I see is news articles quoting people with like 3 followers and no picture. JRE episodes are being taken off of YouTube. I was in the middle of listening to one when it was taken off. Yeah, no shit. We all knew this was coming. He says it right here. Starting December 1st, all new JRE episodes will be exclusively on Spotify. Video and audio, all free for everyone. So, this guy says, it's been a good ride, but that'll be it for me. YouTube Premium's a much better value than Spotify. Why pay for it? Are the ads that bad? I haven't really... If the ads are unbearable, then that would be the end for me too, because I'm not going to pay for Spotify. However, it must be remembered that Joe Rogan first announced back in May of 2020, Spotify will be the exclusive platform. That's what I keep saying. Everybody knew this was coming. Anyway, the episodes are also being uploaded on YouTube until a few days ago. Wow. What a bunch of babies. Use Spotify and sit through the commercials if you don't want to pay for it. Don't be a baby. I heard a little bit of an episode on Spotify. It was fine. Like I said, I just got to retrain myself to go use the app. I just forget about it. If it's not being... I don't use Spotify, so since I don't use it, there's no way anything's going to be recommended to me. I use YouTube all the time, so I see when he posts an episode. That's all. But, you know, if I hear Jordan Peterson or Sam Harris is on JRE, I'll make a special point of pulling out, opening up Spotify and checking it out. Anyway, moreover, despite the criticism, it wasn't as if he hadn't announced in advance that the episodes will be available only on Spotify. Okay. They just keep repeating. This guy just keeps repeating himself in this article at this point. All right. Still come as a shock. All right. What a pointless goddamn article. I don't know. Listen, my advice, get a life. Stop being a baby. Listen to the commercials if you can't afford Spotify, or listen to something else. Why bitch and whine about it? You got more to do. Yeah, let's see. Let's check out what the chat's saying. All right. So Jordan Palmer says, I'd be pissed about them picking and choosing which episodes of mine they'll host completely, deleting out a chunk of the shows as they disagree with the guest. Oh, no, I would hate it. And then when the contract ran out, I wouldn't renew it. There's hours of him. This is still Jordan Palmer. There's hours of him talking about never allowing a company to do the exact thing they are doing. I'm not saying I blame him. Is change for $100 million as well. I don't know I know what you're saying. I would change. I would change for $100 million as well. Yeah, right. Trying to sound smarter when it's not needed there. Yeah, I would be apprehensive to use comprehensive in that case. That was a redeemable, fun turn of phrase. Thank you, Lizzie. You really redeemed yourself on that one. I liked it. But why remove any episode of his if you disagree with specific guests? Dude, we're living in the fucking weird... you know why? Because all corporations except for a handful like Trader Joe's keep bowing to this religion that's spreading. Jordan says, I only care about them saying we will let you listen to any of his shows as long as we agree with it completely. If we don't, we will delete that episode or edit out anything to disagree with. It's just more free speech going down the drain, in my opinion. It sure is. It sure is. I agree with you completely. You're not going to get any disagreement from me, my friend. I'm just saying, you've got me. And I'm not going anywhere because I'm a nobody. So you could always listen to me blather away and be politically incorrect. I really hope one day I could sell out. I hope one day I can disappoint everybody for 100 mil. I got a couple good ones. I was trying to blow smoke rings. What about that one guy's name you can't say at all on certain platforms that delete it right away? Have you heard about that guy? Oh yeah, it was the whistleblower. It was I forget his name. I looked it up. But yeah, he was a whistleblower that was outed, and they don't want you to say his name. I guess they feel he deserves to have his anonymity. It's but see, I could do whatever I want in the Zach Waldman fan club. That's why I own everything. You see what I'm getting at here? Gavin McGinnis, he could say that guy's name all he wants. Look at that. This is the hand that fucked me in that sit and go earlier. So guys, believe it or not, George isn't at home. I have a gig tomorrow. So it's in Ojai. It's almost 1 o'clock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to end the show now because I'm just going to get everything ready for the show tomorrow. And no, not Julian Assange. You probably shouldn't say the name, although I unlist these videos right afterwards. I know the name. I could find it again in 2 seconds, but no. It's not Edward Snowden or Julian Assange or Chelsea Manning. Edward Snowden, by the way, I couldn't remember his name the other night. This time I just said it right away. It's a different whistleblower. Yeah, newer. Anyway, you could look it up, Lizzie. Just Google it on your own. You can Google it. Just don't. If you say it in my chat, I don't know if it'll immediately be a problem or not. It's you dare me to say it? Do you think? Well, I don't want to lose my channel. So I know, isn't that crazy? I'll do it in the fan club. I'll make a video, and in the fan club, I can say whatever I want. Yeah, it's pretty fucked up. It is ridiculous. Just Google it. That's right. Just fucking Google it is what it was. Yeah, but you can Google it, Lizzie. You can Google whistleblower. Here, let's see here. Let's see here. I'll tell you what it says here. No, I don't. Oh, you fucking piece of shit. I don't want to subscribe. All right, let's see here. Oh, it's the same fucking site. Here, let's try this. Politico. Politico won't be a bitch. I'm not doing the whole article. I really got to get my shit together for the gig tomorrow. I have a long drive. Okay. So there's unverified posts, memes claiming to identify a White House whistleblower proliferating. Okay. The alleged name of the whistleblower in the Trump-Ukraine scandal continued to spread across social media in the form of text, images, and memes. Facebook has pledged to take down the content. Let's see. Verified Twitter accounts shared the alleged identity of the whistleblower over the weekend, in some cases through memes and photos that actually depicted someone else. Memes are the perfect vehicle for a simple piece of propaganda like the attacks on the whistleblower. He's saying that the whistleblower is in real physical danger, and outing the whistleblower materially heightens that danger. So, I don't fucking know. Nobody watches me, so I'm sure I can say it and it doesn't matter. Especially since I make my videos private. Oh, here. Who is... Let's see if the name is in here. What is tech doing to... I don't know. See, you actually have to do some digging to find it. Yeah, see, I have to find... I found it before. I can't remember his fucking name. And I gotta go. I really would. I would go ahead and even say it just in the name of free speech, and also the fact that nobody watches my channel. But we're losing our balls. It's pathetic, sad. It depresses me. This is not American and couldn't feel more like Russian or Chinese tactic. I agree. Yeah, I couldn't. Do you know the name? I'll say the name, because God damn it, that's what this pirate ship is for. Maybe I'll just make a fun meme or something. But anyway, the point is, I've got a gig tomorrow. It's a fucking small one. They gave me a deposit, and they're giving me the balance tomorrow. It's a fucking, some walking around money. And so but I'm going to, it's a long drive, and I got to get gas. I got to do a couple things. So, and I'm getting hungry. But it's been fun hanging out with you guys. I hope you enjoyed the Casual Friday show. Tomorrow, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I probably won't do that. Tomorrow the UFC is on. There's a good chance you'll probably, next time you'll see me, it'll probably be Monday. But next time you see me live, but there's a good chance I'm going to add a magic trick to the members area, though. I wasn't sure, I was talking to my sort of girlfriend. I don't know, whatever she is. The girl that dumped me, but I think she's still, I don't know. Anyway, she's been out of town for like a month or something, but she went back to where her family lives. And I said, do you think anybody gives a shit about bar bets and magic tricks? And she's like, I think it's cool that you offer more than most people on Patreon just offer more of what they already offer. It's like, here's the free podcast. If you want to hear more, join the Patreon and get a special podcast. I'm like, well, I do that. She's like, yeah, you do that, but you also, it makes you different that you offer the bar bets and magic tricks. So she was like, keep it. So I think I'm going to keep it kind of like, but I think I'm going to do some lifestyle stuff too. Like we talked about, throwing a metal detecting vlog. Maybe do a poker vlog, something like that. I wonder if, I don't know what I would have to do to stream. If I took a camera and pointed on top of my app, it'd be cool if I could stream the poker game I'm playing. Those little sit and goes. That would be cool. Anyway, but thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate your support. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. And when you hit the little notification bell, choose all. And, of course, I would love it if you would go to zachwaldman.com/fans. A friend of mine today, I told him he didn't understand that if he wanted to buy something from Amazon, that all he had to do was go to zachwaldman.com/Amazon. It would take him to Amazon like it always does. And if he buys something, I earn a commission. He didn't know that. He's like, well, give me the link. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so if you don't know that link, if you don't remember, it's pretty easy, zachwaldman.com/Amazon. But you can always go to the fan page, and there's a bunch of affiliate links there. So if you're ever like, how could I support Zach? You know what? I always wanted to open up an account at Coinbase. I would like to buy some Bitcoin. That would be a cool thing to do. You can go to zachwaldman.com/Coinbase. And if you buy or send $100, like you could donate $100 to me in Bitcoin, open up an account at Coinbase, donate $100 to me, and then I'll get $10 for referring you, and you'll get $10 for signing up. So that's a great way for you to make $10 and for me to make $110. But anyway, if you forget the link, there's other links too. But you could always go to zachwaldman.com/fans and just share it. Share the page on your social media. Tweet it out. Share it on Facebook. Say, hey, this guy's kind of fun. And it's only getting better all the time. He's building a pirate ship. His goal's 1,000 pirates. You should jump on board now. It's raw, but it gets better. And if you wanted to support somebody that could really use the support, this is a cool guy, man. He's hot. He fucks good. He fucks hard. He fucks soft. Whatever you want. Whatever you're into, this is the guy. So, support the dude. So you could just tell people about me. And they'll be amazed that they didn't know about me before. I'm such a treasure that has yet to be dug up. But look, I'm sure when that day comes, I'll still end up in second place somehow. Somehow I'll fuck it up, just like I should have taken that queen. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight because I didn't take that queen. Santa Monica, I hope, does not turn into a city that has to deal with unrest. It would be horrible if everybody suddenly couldn't sleep. You know what happened in Kenosha, after all. Anyway, guys, it's been fun. Thank you so much for watching. I'll play you out with a little Reverend Carl because that's the way we do things here. And, of course, I'm going to keep uploading videos now that I see that my new tactic seems to be working. And that is all. I love you all more than chocolate cake.
It's 2 a.m., 14 below, it's closed. My work is done, but I'm feeling low, and I wanna play the night away, the night away. I can't stand to be alone. I gotta bring over some people to fill up my empty home. Yes, I do. Yes, I do now. I'm having a party, having a party, having a party. I'm having a party, people. And a party, people. Well, well, well. Put out the word to the chosen few. I got the SMC, my friends. Bring your choice of brews, your choice of brews. The buzz is on and the mood is set. The candles burn as the turntables turn by the TV set. Yes, they do. Yes, they do now. Having a party, having a party, feeling smooth. While in the mirror he's busting moves till he finds his groove. Till he finds his groove. A Johnny Poet is feeling numb. He's gonna drink until the sunlight comes out to play. He's always running away. Where are your shoes today now? Having a party, having a party, having a party. We having a party, people. A party, people. And everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party. We having a party, people. And a party, people. Having plenty of fun. He's been drinking them 21s like they're going out of style. A jungle berry scabbing tails. He'll smoke all the weed you have if you let him away with it. I let him away with it. I let him away with it. Away with it. Away with it now. Having a party. Having a party. Having a party. We having a party. Dressed in plain, he'd like to bop the night away, cause he's come a long way from that Ventura County. Girly girl by the telephone, she's been waiting on a man to call so she can share her love.